So so I want to know if there is a promotion. You okay? Okay. For now, yeah. I will allow Coach Senna to ask a question and I'll come back to this. No. I'm gonna start from there where you left it. Exactly. I think I know where Omar is coming from. But first of all, thank you very much, Omar, for coming in and Mage do you Japanese group, Jam Chama, everybody, just put lots of it. I think here there are two things. So between the promoted players, it's a little bit wide. But I think what he meant to say is a PR job for a particular player. Is that part of things that in journalists I know they're allowed to do a PR job, but is that not going to be a conflict of interest in terms of your reporting? If the all sport journalists, every one of them is doing a PR job for a particular player, that's not going to bring a conflict of interest. Okay. That's very important, but one thing we have to understand here too, that SJAG is not a media house, number one. And today, all that we can do is to make sure that we capacitize our membership. Capacitizing our membership more. Tell them the do's and the don'ts of sports journalism. Alright? Most of us have transitioned from sports journalism to PR managers, okay? To administrators, in fact. But AG, if you are a sports journalist, I don't even know which sports journalists in the world don't even do PR work when it comes to football. But the best way to address that at the SJAG level, I don't know if we understand this, that the only thing that we can do as the SJAG is to make sure that all our members are capacitized, all right? And then you understand the fundamentals, all right? So if one of our members wants to write about Steve Trawale or wants to be a PR for Steve Trawale,
covering for news and everything. And then Gambia, like who was there? I think I just saw one, but were we even having the report that was needed from the Olympics? You know, sometimes we focus on the football a lot, but so whole there's a whole lot of sport disciplines. Like we need information on. Then Gambia something would happen, you wouldn't even know about it. So this is the role of the journalists to be able to inform the public about what are some of these things that is happening. Recently, I'll give kudos an example to Buba Jalo about a situation that happened in 2018, and then he wrote an article this year, like last week, like uh, putting to light, okay, we did this in 2018. It didn't work for us. About 7 players were banned, and then Gambia was suspended. I think since then we didn't participate in this under 17 league. So you could see in terms of selection, something has changed. I am not saying Lulu Moko change, but you can see at least something. There is a little bit of transparency when it happened this time, even though sometimes it's not 100%. You struggle with this. I'm like, please, boomer dog. I'm just trying to explain a few things. So I hope the Sports Journalists Association, you would look into this one, help your members. I know we have a lot of Fabrios so whole across all our like Sport Journalists Association. Most of the time it's just bloggers, transfer news, Lee. People. Feka is not even that. But Lulu is very important, especially when writing on social media. So I hope you need this capacity building. Like Majak is there. How do you engage Majak? Send courses in Yomsang. How would they include like sport journalism, like I don't know, one kind of training report, news writing and things like that. And this course, because we need this, we need to build these structures, we need to build these institutions to a level that the welfare of the journalists sports journalists they choose that career dinañ mën a am part pour jàng to become professionals. Move on. We like as a sports journalist association, engage the university. Like sports is very important. It's changing narratives across the country, across the world. So we cannot lag behind the complaint. We are there. Let's take it to the next level. Last week, man, I don't doing a conflict of interest. It's very important. I'm glad Yang don't explain part of the things that you're discussing is like the steps that you will be taking if I get you right. Moi, you will not have affiliations. I know you get to see GFF election in 2 years' time. Lulu Binyaka. Things will come, people will do PR stuff here and there, but the conflict of interest aspect of it, your people. Sometimes you can see a certain situation can come. For instance, you are affiliated to a particular team, but you recuse yourself from that situation because it helped. Because they can be so much sure that it's the same people doing the same thing. For them, like it's the same people doing the same thing. I know we will get to those in the future, but let's set this foundation. The Sports Journalists Association that you inherit. So long go by in whatever years to come. Make sure you follow the rules. That it's like you make it better than you found it. Recently, like I was mentioning Buba, those are just examples. I've seen the profiles that he made about that, and so those are good examples. Yo, Omar, when you were at one of these, you made life-changing stories. Tell people about certain things that happened years back. Footballer profile. We need to see that back. We need to see that vibrancy back across the spectrum. Bohamne. If Gambia is playing even in Singapore, I know maybe you might not get the finance, but put up those platforms, seek those collaborations to be able to, like Gambian journalists, to go there, fake addition, and we get real time information. It's for the public. Lulu, the far dimbale sunnini. I think today I saw somebody making a comparison about Lamin Kamara. I think one of the blogs, Lamin Kamara and Abla Jalo, about the management issue. But Soko Hole, it's even bigger than that. PR, yep, they contribute to some of these things. Then they talk about certain player being profiled. The next minute, I've seen it. You send it, agents would tell you this. Maybe a good story about a certain particular player. agents, they use this, they send it to the clubs, they say, hey, you see, they write about this is for the greater good of the country. Let's promote positivity, but wherever is corruption, sports, let's bring it to light, because that is what will take this country forward. Thank you.
That is a very good contribution, Mr. Saul. Thank you so much. I mean, that's massive. Thank you so much. So can you, Mr. Fall, wala coach?
Come on.
Boy, my get you. You know,
Aha.
um, I just want to say big congrats to all of you. ñi nga xam ne xam nga yéen leen xam nga yéen leen tànn, you know. So definitely bu ma xoolee the line up, you know, on paper yaakaar am na. Ba pare yow sa boppa, you know, you've been there before, you know how it works. So definitely nit ñi am nañu yaakaar seen di ngeen def some massive changes in terms of bringing back a very good reputation of that institution, because to be honest, they lost credibility down the stretch, because Musa Cissé fa nekkoon, and he was not there for us, he was there for JFF. Loolu leer na, you know. And waaw man may wax it's all on me. xam nga ñun fi fekkee ne gis na yëpp we see it all. So ñun dañ passé fu ñoo ñëwee di laaxu si palanteer bi, we will say it as this and we call names. So yéen nag, you guys are modern. When I say modern, younger, smarter, wiser, and then naxar bi nekk ci fees ñun ñoo ko bokk ak yéen. So we expect you people to do better. am ngeen xam-xam bi, am ngeen di will. So definitely for now we just have to keep supporting. Anga suma waa ji al daf dee moom dafa am kànde ba ëppa.
Wow.
maa ngi gis mu ne bëgg a tegal nektaay from the word go, te fii lu fi
No,
dafa
moom gaynde la.
waaw al moom noonu la mel, moom dafa songa rek ba pare mu dem ba si biir fi ngeen ko téye baax na mu bugg a àndeer pour sana. that was not right. da nga waroon a insist moom mu jeexal sana war na dugal da nga waroon a insist al mu jeexal lu mu bugg a wax. Why muy pour sana? Why? Because at that juncture dafa cuulee, xam nga dafa muus. So bu ñu cuulee mu ne xaaral pour sana, then I think twice.
Avec cuulee ma de maa ngi ñëw de xam nga tey ñoom de te xam nga su fekkee daf dee métier yow.
Waaw foog nga def ndànk because nag
al
soo deful ndànk
da nga cuule da nga xam nga ñu ne da nga cuule pour ñëwaat mu ne nga puus na. Why you puus na? Just continue. They was telling you to continue. Nga no xam nga dugal na. Why? But anyway, on a serious note, we are really happy and you know, man moom I'm feeling really positive. Ne you guys xam ngeen di problème fu mu nekk. And then gëm naa ne di ngeen ko address. Mun ta happen overnight nag, it's a process, because Gambia fañ ko di ko wax ne dafa doy waar. Sometimes mun ngaa nekk si group of people mu am ñoo xam ne one or two yoo xam ne they are moles, you know, they act like all is well, fekk ñoom it xam nga seen intention àndul. Waaye in this 21st century ñun ñi nga xam ne ñun we are within, ñun we will support in any capacity boo xam ne mun nañ xam nga dinañ support. Gis na yéen am ngeen ndam, because seen ndam mooy ndam everybody. We fight ne you guys are there for Gambia, so ñun we are with you, you know, all the way fu nekk ni moom it's just the beginning. So fekk ñu mel time ngeen defaru taxawaat, you know. Waaye gaa ngi leen wax affaire yi this PR job and stuff like that. People have to understand that journalists yi ñun ñëpp xam nañ di level nu mel in that country. So soo bëggee taxa seen loxo yi te they are not paid to do this job they are doing, they are sacrifice. That's how I mean, you know. And as we all know, PR job is accepted globally. loolu is accepted. Even the biggest journalists are doing it. So loolu nekkul débat bi mooy soo gisee xaal ne xaal foofu débat bi waaw soo waree wax dëgg nga wax dëgg soo gisee loo xam ne baaxul nga wax ko waaw loolu warulaa stop from working with any player si man suma opinion. So once again ñu ngi leen welcome waaw wane ne this Bantaba moom is open for everybody and once again ñu ngay follow seen ñu jonni bi ñu xool yéen tamit yan xam nga yan bagage est ngeen indi you know some of you might be young waaye am ngeen di experience to be there léegi xale yi ñuy doxal so loolu laa bëggoon a ñambaas rek waaye al moom daf dee mbokki
Alde daf ne ni dia journalist har ma tanga sen ko
non la
non Habib
yes
ñi waruta sama seen kaw de ñi fu mu nekk nii
non waaye
non Habib dëgg la lu àll wax dëgg la
waaw
journaliste am ne maa ngi ñëw mais ma daaneel soo fi nekkutee xaliti fédération duñ la yóbbu AFCON soo fi nekkee xaliti fédération ñi yóbbu la AFCON wala lii soo loolu dañ ko war a wax moo tax ñii mun a seeda de
non waaye ñooñu ak ñu mel
when they have other sports to talk about. Yes, we know what is the biggest
Habib,
you are trying to brush everybody with one brush. Lolo is not fair.
Habib, it's not about brushing everybody. You did talk about yo yaa ngi just wàllu important yaa ngi just wàllu important.
mënuñoo fal président nga ne mu sampal lopitaan sampal school yëpp indi de loolu mun a am.
non loolu mun nga am nag waaye nag mun nañ ko remind we can remind him of things that are happening. non li xew bu mu nekk Omar ñu bëgg a laaxa wax bi tey.
ban la
comme non li ma min mooy xëj na du ma lu use lu word
yow da nga fa ne Omar su defee loo xam ne du yoon man du ko.
That's exactly what I'm trying to drive. Foofu laa bëgg a drive fu mu nekk nii foofu laa bëgg a drive credibility yow sa wax you talked about very important thing that is
man gis naa Omar Diagne the entire country put Matar Mbodj under the boss. benn journaliste Gambia ñeme ñu ko interview only Omar Diagne did.
waaw non gis nañ ko fi loolu laa la explain loolu gis nañ ko fi we know the quality he possesses. He's an individual. But here
for that being the case dama ko may the benefit of the doubt.
I understand but also institution bu Omar jël.
Responsibility is not on Omar personally, but responsibility on Kare la léegi moo tax.
institution bu Omar jël Habib non institution bu Omar jël déedéet institution bu Omar jël institution boobu noonu moo tax ñu ngay wax. So this is not Omar as an individual.
bu ma wax
mbir bi like SJAG is not a regulatory body so loolu dañ buñ faate boobu noonu tamit.
No, do regulatory body, but it is xam nga journalism is a noble job. Okay?
Wow.
Comme ñu dee wala rek xam nga kan moo su gaay waxut mën nañoo mute because ñu def de sonal ñeneen. It's a noble job here. Yaa ma understand. And it is important for nit ñu understand loolu ne it is not a regulatory body as well. But also, these are individuals that are really, really important in any sector of development as far as football is concerned. Because we feel like those individuals,
we agree.
Those individuals should be fair and balanced. Young man understand. And also, Malima like Omar, we've seen some nepotism in the past years in the SJAG. Okay, especially when they're dealing with the federation. Your institution and knowing that your Omar you are a politician and you might not have a very good coded relationship with the federation and you never in the Gambia Football Federation you don't speak their language then they're sideline. So what are some of the things that you're trying to work on with your executive in the all inclusion everybody work with the federation in the best interest of football? You don't need to have friends, they don't need to be friends. They don't need to be friends. We don't need to be friends with nobody at the federation. Okay? But also, in as much as the federation needed you, you also needed the federation. So how do you intend to walk, to walk your way through, knowing that in the past years, politically, you share different ideologies with the GFF. Now you're leading the SJAG. Come Abib Numuhanam, he shared the same ideology with the federation. So he was their friend. And Omar is not their friend now. How do you intend to work with them and have a very cordial relationship?
Yeah, that's a very important question. I think it came in fact season meeting with Taiji, and part of what we want to do is to strengthen partnerships. I'm not Federation B. I spoke with one senior official not a long time ago. We share different ideas about Gambian football development. But what we want to do is to strengthen and build very strong relationships with local sports organizations, not only the GFF. So this partnership will provide opportunities for collaboration. I think apart from the Gambia Press Union, our next point of call will be at the GFF. Everything has to be on mutual respect. Everything has to be on a professional term. We need the GFF. The GFF also need the journalists. So what we have to understand here is it's not about if they see Omar as an individual who does not buy their agenda. It's a matter of like telling them I'm not here with that political hat or cap. In fact, I'm out of all those things. I cannot be seen, executive using the SJG to politics, be with Sadibu, be with Kaba, or be with anybody who comes in. That is done and dusted. So we are going there, to foster, in fact, to build on from where the previous executive stopped. But we have to look at properly how things were going. Fine. As an executive, we said to ourselves that we are not going to. In fact, I said it during the handing over ceremony. Because so intimidation is starting, but that's why I was very clear to make it. I was very quick to make it very clear across that we will not take any form of intimidation. From anybody, from any institution. What we do is respect everybody, be at the GNOC, be at the GFF level. We will respect them. Whatever we are going to do will be in the best interest of the membership, not even the executive, but any partnership or any relationship that we are going in for, be it the GFF, be it the GNOC, be it the ministry, should be in the best interest of the membership of the SJAG. That is key, and that is quite important. And that all of us should know. And the good thing is, I don't see problems. Sometimes we can be petty as leaders, but that goes to expose who we are as a country. Because sometimes when I walk around and see, convergence, Lolu begs the question of leadership quality, what we have in this country. I don't see that as something we should even encourage. The most important thing, when we go there, at the GNOC, at the GFF, I know they're going to welcome us because they want to have us too. So we will talk to them. Tell them in politics, don't see Omar or Lamin as a politician here. And in fact, I'm not going to tell them. I'm distancing myself from politics. So when even it comes to elections, be it Bakari or Kaba, you don't have to call me. Call Amadou Jaite or call Steve or call Hamad Interested. So this is not only for the SJG, but this is for my integrity. I know how hard I've worked to safeguard and to protect this up to this level. So I see nobody, and that's why even I have to be honest, Sadibu, I told him that, bro, this is exactly what is happening on the ground, and I cannot do this now. So I am out in all whatever groups and activities. So if they still have the notion, that mentality, that is their problem. But what we know, man, mama gina hamon my kan. Man hamna man my kan. We are not going to disrespect anybody. We are just going there to work as partners, and everything is their due. We have to give it to them. Nobody is gonna come and tell me go and disrespect Kaba. I disrespect Kaba. But Kaba should also not in any way disrespect the SJAG or any member in the SJAG, which I'm sure he will not. Or anybody should not tell me go and bang on the GFF or insult the GFF or attack them. No. But the GFF also cannot control, attack, or do anything that is not in the interest of the SJG membership. So that one for me is not an issue, to be honest. I know I have a lot of people saying, okay, many people are saying Omar is there, these people are there. But interestingly, when you even meet them, they don't even show it to you. But I know some of how some of them behave in your presence and in your absence. So for me, that's what I believe in. No matter what happens. And you see, what gives me hope, to be honest, is the executive. This executive on board, everybody for the common good of the association. So there is no problem, to be honest, for me with regards to the GFF politics or whatever. I know sometimes some of us or leaders can be petty, but then we know how to address things.
Chama, can I come in? Omar, if I can just allow me to please quote you, right? So you said there is no more politics. So officially, have you tendered in your resignation from Team Restore Confidence as a member? Because I find it political because they still Sadibu still has interest to become the next generation president, and you were part of the Team Restore Confidence. Have you handed your resignation? If not, if no, when will you do it? As president of the Sport Journalists Association, for the interest of the Sport Journalists Association.
No. The resignation. I am not employed by TRC. I am just a club member who have the right to belong to any party, if you like, or any camp, if you like, for GFF elections. So I don't think there's a need for me to resign. What I did, I said it earlier on. Immediately after my election, I called Sadi. I told him that this is what is happening, so I cannot do this again because I don't want to be conflicted. in this regard, and I want to lead by example. And he welcomed it. He said, "Bro, you are good to go. You are good to go." So I have quitted from all the TRC pages. I am not getting anything from TRC, and I am not connected to any activities of the TRC. I don't go to their events. I have nothing to do with TRC. So it wasn't. I wasn't appointed. I wasn't given a job. It's just a
You
club
don't necessarily
official.
need to be given a job. You don't necessarily need to be given a job to resign from a group. That's what I
No, no,
wanted to
no.
clarify.
No, I have to,
Yeah.
Omar,
Yes.
I have to come there because TRC is mentioned. Man, I'm an executive member of TRC. So mun naa digal li nga wax mooy digal. You don't need to be you amuloo sax looy resign because comme li nga wax mooy nobody appointed you. yaa ma dégg it was time for election. There were two camps. Even as am na fu faroon. You understand? Election voting for NPP taxoon na yow waa NPP. When there's election, in fact, I'm for far. And that's what we did.
Exactly.
So those passion. Man, I'm in all the TRC groups. Man, yep, so lolu mom tayé na bon. Man xamna ne yow you will not put your integrity at stake. Do ko def. Nobody can do that to you. Man lolu xamna. So that is fine. Bo gisé man am ci ñaaka ni ku nekk da nga am sa résumé. Ñëpp Gambien lañ xam nañ how our sport journalism works. Xam nañ ñëpp ku nekk li nga mun xam nañ. Boo gisee ñu am si yow yaakaar am si ñoom del you guys have been reporting ñoom del partially fair enough tey suñ ci faloon ñoo xam ne ay jeex dañ leen pocket or they were having some kind of privileges with jeex then man gi I was happy ne non kii su ma xel mën na moo teg waaye seen groupe bi there is nobody koo xam ne jeexee daf ko dimbali ñu ne seen groupe bi am na ñoo xam ne jeexee ñooy leen feel ticket ñëw gaay yóbbu gaay Argentina tey Campeh was in this thing man dama am something to say dama ko wax dama wax ne lii it's a conflict of interest because Campeh dafa déclaré boppam as pour a jeex so how come Campeh xam nga mën a nekk fii but seen groupe bi so far so good is clean so moo tax man laaju ma leen anything tough because ni ku ñëw ees da ko may time seetu man gëm naa ne yéen xam ngeen all our problems you have man I wasn't happy with most of them they have said this in this program ñoom Aliou Cissé ñoom ñëpp amuñu time they were doing things for themselves amuñu time so ku amul time nag kooku du mën a jox so moo tax man ma gisee liste bi man gars yi it's a new beginning. So nañ xool what they're going to put on the table for us, So it's not about man dama against JFF because Ghanaian bi il faut mu understand man wax dëgga ku dee wax dëgga ko dee wax the way it is most of the time they la label as anti soo nekkee dogo yow you are legit soo taxawee in the middle they call you name. So you guys know how it works in Ghana. Because suñ nit ñi dañ dee work corrupt some of the journalists pour ñu ñëw seen camp. So moo tax may sant Omar defee loo xam ne war na ko def man dama ko laal man ku ma xam ne man aw ma tànk ci gannaaw man suma exemple bi soo ko bëggee xool doo sut da nga ko xool ci suma boss di suma mag di suma even call him my kilifa muy wili koo xam ne lu ma gënal dafa bañ te dama ko yaakaar si lu bëri jox ko cër bokkuñ kam so loolu man moo laa woon man the type of person I am kenn nobody can buy me it's impossible my mouth is my life waaye nag yéen di ngay ñëw es so I will not hear xam nga lañ jéem a takal nekkaay dafa teel I have to see what you guys gonna do first non nit ki ko fooyee da ko méttee moo tax ñu ne waaw kii naka la liggéeyee si force 3 months am foog nga may
Amir,
foog nga may
man
nit time
sooy leen ko man
mu
jaay
liggéey.
xaar dem woo. Na.
al yoo xam ne there is so much damage to be repaired yoo xam nga loolu man xam naa loolu léegi nañ seet what they will do waaye yow nit ku start tey rek nga bëgg mu daw ñi seet nit loolu mu ta nekka ñii they have to come with something different because the system is deeply rotten ña fa nekkoon ñu ci bari yëpp seen interest mooy dem AFCON dem tournament am Gambian jersey am free ticket yooyu fa nekkoon man I told Nani last time Mama Nani I'm in plan pool when I called them I forget the name I used Nani was angry but I don't mind I called them names Nani was angry but Nani loolu ma diga kenn jobu leen and there was no facts to back it up I was right even though Nani is somebody very close to me suma kala I used to say suma kala jaran kala dañ jee jóg caaxaan every day Mamadou Ba so much respect mighty deal da Banjul but man duma doxee noonu soo jëlee partout Gambia doxal la ko man dama wax one thing I don't do man duma saaga no duma saaga duma haste but I will say it as it is Omar Jaaju ñun dañ ko respect bu baax te xam te gëm nañ ne liggéey bi moom xam na ko waaye Omar nit la rek te comme ni nga ko waxee nekkul ne moom mooy decide déedéet he is just the president te ku xam del gis ko in the past 15 years or so di nga xam ne he is very consistent in his job moo tax in Gambia saa bu ñoo ootee ni man dafa ñëw he is not the only guy here but his name will always pop in loolu daf ko ànd you ànd that loolu du xaalis so man ma gisee ñooñu noonu I have to give them time because seen résumé baax na they fit the criteria they are up there with the very best they might be young waaye man óor na ma óoyale leen ñii kenn lu mën a intimider say it so yaakaar am na moo tax man maa ngi am suma hey aga man fan laa xamee ne our journalist there's a problem mooy that Matar Mbodj case everybody dafa pull out nobody want to talk about it so man boo gisee Omar ñoom del ak ñoom kay bi Sonko then yeah we go you know we all ask for nekotoy mais léegi nekotoy mais nañ so ñu defal gaay ñaan rek xam nga ñu baax leen you know ñun tam ñu maintain suñ boppa soo defee lu baax ñu upload xam nga soo bàyyi yoon bi ñu wax ko because this platform is here to stay so we criticize and praise when it's necessary so man fa laa ko téye de waaye am naa si yaakaar nag am naa si yaakaar bu baax a baax
na gaay leena rek laa leen mun a wax buñ dee pick and choose what to talk about and what not to talk about
ñan
they should be fair and balanced
ñan noonu
it don't matter Sport Journalists Association
Sana ñun
sorry
Sana you have a voice I have a voice léegi ñun ñu am voice sport bantaba al nekkul journalist Chama nekkul journalist man duma journalist and we had a big voice in our sports ñoom suñ ko def de ñun will talk you know I have Gamfoot in the corner we talk hay loolu moom ci Sana moom bul wori waaye sax man I have this mind ne duñ fa àgga sax I have this feeling that these brothers will change the direction.
I trust that.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doubting them. I'm not doubting them. Why man dima bëgg a defaat mooy guy ñëw into office ñu yombalal leen ko rek ni everything. No. It's there's a problem and the problem needs to be fixed.
Thank you.
There's a problem and the problem needs to be fixed. Omar has a job. Omar has a job and he must fix this. He must fix this. I am glad. I am glad that Omar Watane, they will build on. They will build on. I'm glad that Omar said that they will build on where the wow. I'm glad that Omar said that they're gonna build on where the last executive left it. That's very professional. Because do let look for guy that more bon.
ñooñu moom build dara Oh
No,
man, it's just
no,
trying to be
no,
nice.
no, no, no. At least
No,
institution bi
no,
mu
no,
ngi
guy.
taxaw.
Mr.
Institution
Fall,
bi
guy.
institution bi mu ngi taxaw. Institution bi mu ngi taxaw. Te am
I
na lu gaa
think
di def.
I think you
Waxal ne
guys are not
we might
fairly
not
former
agree.
executive too there.
We might not agree with some of the things that
Yeah,
Linyo def or executive in Linyo doy
exactly.
or some of the executive sent time for SJAG. We might question all those things, but that doesn't mean that they haven't done anything. And I
Sa
would disagree with that.
ñooñu defuñ dara.
Why yo
Ñooñu
mun nga
one
am
man solo woon.
mun nga am
One
concept
man solo
yow
woon.
mun
Musa
nga
was rule. You're funny. When was the last time you did something meaningful? Tell me. When was
why
the last time?
okay
Tell me.
hosting
No, tell me.
having their award every year consistently is an achievement.
But I'm gonna,
Xam
Even
nga
one
though
thing.
yow award boo xam
even
ne
though
da nga invite ñu Sadio Mané. Yow
why
doo
why why
even doo
bañuma
doo
even
even
though
decorate your own. Sana.
waa déglu ma land rek
Sana
déglu ma land waa
ñu
déglu
ngi
ma
fi.
land rek
ñu ngi fi.
waa déglu ma land rek I even though the guy that invited some of their guests, you can put a question mark on some of them.
Sana
But
ñooñu dañ fay pass ba Casamance.
the fact that ne ñu
Fii
ko def mënuñoo wax ne comme institution bi dañ ko war a break completely. Yes, Omar has a job to do. He has a lot of things to fix. And man, the most important thing lim njëkk a war a fix mooy integrity. Mu give an integrity, a face. He needs to give a proper face, a very good face in in the eyes of the public. Because public be, and most of these sport journalists, they lost trust in them simply because they are send what credibility nekatut far.
Sana, if I ask you to mention one or two things.
Uh-huh.
Sana, when I was in the game, I was on the ground. You know, I was on the ground. I watch matches regularly, first and second division. Yeah, my dear. Your small hang one thing look at look big. Oh my God, you ask Del will not say that because Loli is is unethical. They won't go that far. They free. You can think with me. Yeah, my dear. They will that. You don't invite ñoom Sadio Mané fay pass dem ba Casamance pour mu ñëw yow yaa ngi doon mas a yow on liggéey ñoo xam ne they have
Why Habib dafa ñu ne dégguloo ma de ma ne I am saying the fact that you get organized consistently SJAG award that's an
it's not
achievement.
it's not even it's not even
No déglu ma rek even though the way they invite their sent wasn't invited me, I'll put a question mark on it, and which is the truth. am na yenn institution yoo xam ne for example man coaches association laa nekk okay and yow xam nga bu baax you know what I'm talking about. They have tried to have an annual award for their coaches. It's not going well with them. Yow xam nga but the fact that ñoom ñu ngi ko mën a am every year, there are a lot of things that they have to improve on. That's the truth.
Sana.
There are
Musa
things
was
that they
there.
can improve on.
Musa was there, and you have official. Let's say Musa was there, and you have official. You understand? There are more important things to do that even before the hour because man fake not fortune win league. GFF Caroline, they report the entire league. Bam jeex they jox fortune seen com bi gars yi Ireland bu wàcc on the ground. I was there. What they did, they just wrote a very weak presser. Man for ñoom there were issues yoo xam ne it was affecting them. But because a vast group of them are GFF affiliate, they keep quiet. That was the reason. They keep quiet. Oh, come
Those
on.
are some of the areas that they have to build on. That they can improve on.
Oh, as you comment. So you mean swing plan C, no? Where you? Well, Hamga kudos too. We have to also recognize one thing, and I wanted to say it. Hamga membership SJGB. That's how funny. And waxoon naa ko si handing over bi in front of everybody that the reason why we are saying, for example, even Musa moo jël moomee association bi because dañ ko bàyyee waaye membership bi su ñëwee and if the membership is active ñu taxaw seen role as members, then Omar Jaju or Musa Cissé do am benn fit pour pocket this association. Why what we've been saying mooy membership bi they've not been coming on board. With all honesty, danga auto meetings they will not come. You call for events they will not come. And moo tax for soo xoolee list bi you have 200 members of the SJAG. ñoo soo xoolee ñoo xamante ne they are active, it's not even up to 20, and that is sad. So most of them stayed back. Reasons being I don't know, you know. But man dama foog ne no matter what happened, you should be part of everything that you call yourself. Moo tax even election bi moo tax ñu bëri sax nekk active members because they wanted to effect change, you know. And can you imagine, because you have to be a paid up member, the association made up to around $50,000-$60,000 yi si ñoo xamante ne dañ daw si pour fay seen area si pour mun a vote, you know. So where were they all these years? Fan la gaay nekkoon ak lan moo tax all those members stayed back? And that's why we started with that convergence to say everybody should come forward because we want to know exactly what is keeping you away. So if the membership is weak, the executive runs everything. If the membership is weak, the executive runs everything. At the end of the day, so da nga gis ne dafa nekk ay kenn wala ñaari nit ñooy active, and then ñu ñoo doxal because those individuals will want to make because those individuals will definitely want things to happen and they cannot wait for the membership, so they have to do it, you know. They really have to do it. So more that convergence. But moving on, what we are doing right now more attract the increase of SJAG membership and participation, because in a seemingly divided industry buñ nekk nii, we must promote unity and inclusivity, you know, for all the practicing sports journalists. That is to build on our strengths, you know, ñu confront yeneen issues yi nga xamante ne mu ngi am suñ Gambian sports, comme for example tey jii, you know, Mr. Sow wax na ko fii, corruption bu am fena. How do we even report about corruption? You know, we have not seen a lot of stories yi nga xamante ne ni dafa involve corruption coming from sports journalists. I think apart from ñoom Dell, what they did, ñoom Nani at the time about this Tufts ak yini, you know, we've not been seeing things like this coming up, you know. So it's a matter of launching outreach programs in nga xamantene ni dafa target yini. So members yi bari dañ jógee from grade 12 with no formal training, ñu dem jël mics, and ñu bari dañ bëgg a fi sports, ñu dem talk ci nawetaan center si and they start talking about sports. So su ñëwee talk about sports and you feel like okay, talking about Real Banjul scored or Musa Barrow scored or Steve scored, lolu is the only form of sports journalism. So they don't know. They don't know even Real Banjul is playing Walidan at Basura. Yo bala nga aga kirsa. Feka ni ham ning score line. So but you come back again telling us that Real Banjul won Walidan by 1-0 with your score. Feka yow man kenen ak kenen ham nañ lolu. Waye ko xamantene ni neku don Basuri, mu ngi ci kër bi or mu ngi UK or anywhere, needs to have a feeling of naka la Walidan dore Real Banjul, who scored and how did he even score, naka la atmosphere bi a bit descriptive. Xam nga yoyu. So fofu lañ ko tinké, fofu lañ ko commencer. So members should definitely understand that sports journalism is beyond the scoreline reporting bu ñu wax ni, you know. And to be honest, the previous executive, they've been building capacities of these members. They've been calling them to come forward. Say Kylen, ñu liggéey, you know, Kylen bokk si li ngeen moom, Kylen ngeen bokk si li nga xamante ne ni ñun ñoo ko moom, you know. So the reason why they stayed back, I don't know. And that's why Lamin Cham made it clear at the convergence that moom bu SJG su soobee léegi musuta gis mbooloo bu mel ni SJG oote mbooloo bi ñëw moom musu koo gis depuis 96 ba léegi. And I asked him why mu ne moom sa xamut, you know. So we have issues, we have ñun as members dañ am problem, you know, and that's why we need to belong. You cannot call yourself a sports journalist and you don't belong to the SJAG. And that's where you have the right, and that's where you have kaddu boo xamante ne ni tey jii di nga mën a dogal te boo amee issue SJAG mun nañ laa taxawal, you know. So things yi nga xamante ne ni mooy noonu daf dee affect the SJAG tey jii man su ma ootee or leadership bi su ootee about events pour ñu ñëw talk about the future of the SJAG, you don't see anybody. Man dama decide lu ma ne I will decide, because at the end of the day when we call for general meetings you don't come. Contribution, imagine just $50 every month, $50 people don't pay, and those monies nga muna use for organize capacity building, those monies nga muna use for support a membership bi, those monies nga muna use for the smooth running of the association. So they don't pay, they've not been paying, you know. So lolu sa su fekkee ne yow you are not genuine or you are not credible, mun nga dem, you know, dem di wax ak di uti partners yow mi neen pour def leneen ak leneen. So it has to start from the membership, and that's why ñun along the way we have to manage our expectations, because duñ fi ñëw diggal li nga xamante ne nii duñ ko mun a def. And I always say this, SJAG is just, it's not a media house, you know. What we can do mooy create opportunities for the membership. What we can do mooy we promote good sports journalism in this country. What we can do mooy make sure ne members yi ñu xam ne lii moo war, lii nga war a doxalee ak lii nga war a doxalee. That's it, you know. But mun nañ fee toog am a very good blueprint, very good agenda, and without the support of the membership we cannot achieve anything, you know. We cannot achieve anything. Waaw, the reason why foofu noonu, no, the reason we need def loolu mooy because journalism is not all. Am na ko ko waxoon fii, I think Mr. Sow, that it's not about corruption di dal nit ñi dal GFF or dal, no. We need to also be part of development. We need to be a bit development oriented. You know, when we see Serekunda East Sports Committee doing good things, we have to talk about it. So the reason why you get post stories here on the SJG page is because we want to also complement the efforts of these athletes. We want to give them the platform for them to be profiled, for them to be heard, for their achievements to be in the public domain. So more because all of us are reporters. For example, Kasim Tay Mungi basketball, when he reports for Star FM or LSDC TV, something like that, that report can be picked from him or he can share it to ML. Then ML will brush it and then put it on the SDG page. You know? And then Dell talks about the fields. Dell talks about anything that is Gambian sports. We pick it and then redefine it and put it there. Bubakar Jalo Falaboy also is doing amazingly well, you know, with stops. So we pick all those because all of them are members of the SJAG. You know. So very soon also we were going to rejuvenate or revitalize, if you want, the website. You know. So lolu yep bokk na si li nga xamante ne ni we feel we can play part in the development of Gambian sports. We don't just have to be, you know, on the other side, the hard new faulty like new dull. Did it. You have to also be part of, if not all the authorities. You're not doing it for the. We're doing it for the athletes. You know, we're doing it for the athletes. Okay. Oh, Isa to Seka. Isa to Seka. Yeah, Pa is on top of things.
Boy, maa ngi bëgg a ñëw because Chama, yeah, Omar dafa wax loo xam ne guys seen P I don't know whether they have a PRO in their executive, but they have a seen PRO has a big job to do and in a way of calling the members. So Fogul is and they need to strategize and involve people rather than segregating people. Yes, it's a big task. Yes, it's a big responsibility. Why, if your PRO is online, what approach are they looking of taking? Because we're part of the mention law, Hamne, it's another thing. Yes, they are a branch of the press union, as Momodubar rectified me earlier on. That Fofununtam is somewhere that they can use in terms of getting people, whereby anything that is journalist related, they can talk with the Gambia Press Union, whereby Sport Journalist Association will be the middle person, where instead of everyone going to the press union and not having a voice, but if you send your
Mm. Wow, about the PRO reaching out. We don't have a PRO sort of, but you know, sports journalism come. You don't. What we intend to do, more visit these media chiefs, maybe radio stations. Lo xamantene ni sa- It has been happening, to be honest. The executives before us, they've been doing it. Going to media chiefs to encourage their staff. I mean, their sports journalists or presenters, put new forward, and then be part of this association. So, what if anything that happens, the association can stand in for them, But Lulu has been happening, and it has not been effective. It has not been definitely effective. So, what we are doing now is a control mechanism, because we've seen ndaw yi bëri ñu ngi dugal léegi si sports journalism. You go on Facebook, you see Omar Jaju journalist, Omar Jaju journalist, Omar Jaju. So everybody is just jumping in to talk sports, to report sports, without any formal, education or basics. Nga xamante ne nii will make you a better sports journalist. So loolu lañ war a address, and loolu lañ war a address, and luñ ko addressé mooy comme tey ni ñu ko d'accord dañoo am benn programme bi nga xamante ne ni it's going to target maybe for example football commentary, because loolu is a field of its own. Loolu aati boppam la, commentary, and then photography bi nga xamante ne ni it's growing so fast. League baa ngi ñëw doors, so we want to have this training before the league starts. Training bi nga xamante ne ni all these journalists yi nga xamante ne dañ dee report on football, they know exactly how to do it. Junju woon naa si Saha about the score line reportage, but it has gone beyond that. So how do we change yooyu noonu is the problem, but not come reaching out to people to say come and join and come and join. Ñun dañ toolu fi nga xamante ne ni we promised ourselves ne come am nañ this convergence, the hall was up to its capacity. So now there was this clarion call for everybody to come and join us as we move ahead. So passing nañ foofu noonu, the calling for people to join, we've exhausted that point. The point that we are in right now mooy ñu pare pour ànd ak ñun ñu def lu ñu war a def, mooy ñooñu lañ war a liggéeyal. Because you cannot also be wasting your entire tenure calling on members to be serious or be committed. At the end of the day, you will not achieve anything. So it's better ngay work on 2 or 3 people you haven't trained, they are committed, train them, capacitize them, than even waiting or wasting your time on calling hundreds of people you haven't trained, they don't want to come. But so far the interest boom is, it's quite impressive. The interest we get from the membership, it's quite impressive, and we hope it continues. Because it's not for me, Del, Sajo, or anybody, Modlamin, but it's for the benefit of all of us. So ñun passé nañ foo xamante ne ni dañoo call on people to come. because the executive before even doing that, before that they've been doing that. So ñun we have a blueprint bi foofu la ñoo sukkandiku pour def lu ñu war a def, and anything that we do we have to go back to them to say this is exactly that we want to do and this is how we want to do it. Suñ ko defee this is the benefit, and then we can have everybody on board. Like Chama, you talked about maybe planting nga xamante ne nii xëy na am nañ ko mooy we have a few of them, yoo xamante they are short term plans, and among them mooy the famous capacity building. Waaye capacity building bi nag tey dañ nangutoo as an executive ñu xool, because there has been a lot of capacity building trainings, to be honest, for SJG members. Why, how effective is sports journalism in this country, despite numerous of capacity building programs? So, how do we do it differently? Lañ xool, so dañ ko bëgg a segment, because gis nañ fi léegi ñu bëri, everybody wants to be a football commentator, and loolu noonu you need to be trained. How many of them are trained to be commentators or to comment on these games? So dinañ am that segment, but also photography. We also have challenges si loolu noonu, and it's a growing industry now, sports photography. So boobu tamit dinañ am that segment, with a very good plan bu Sadio andi, and we all love it. Boo xamante ne ni we will implement it. So da nga gis ne boobu noonu will define exactly, because players yi they also have to understand this. We know ne Sadio wax na ko tey si meeting bi that players when they score they like running to the corners. So how many photographers have access to be sitting around those corners ak yooyu noonu? As a photographer fan nga war a toog, pour am best moments yi. As a photographer, where should be your best spot in a field to capture top pictures? So loolu yëpp lañ highlight tey ne members yi dañ ko war a xam. And writings, loolu tamit it's important. So demee ban time nga war a àgga si field bi, is it 30 minutes 1 hour before kickoff? All those things is important. They are important. Ak soo demee yow lan mooy sa responsibility si field bi, because gis nañ lu bëri da ngaa nekk si field bi sax nga tëb mu ne kan moo score kii, gisuma goal bi. So all those things, members yi ñun dañ ko war a xam. So dañ bàyyi xel details yooyu noonu yëpp, which we think our members they need to understand, and they need to be trained on all those things. So ko defee sa reporting bi will not only be based on Omar's corner, Chama's corner, Real Evangel winner, BST drone ni. But let's go beyond that. How do we go beyond that? It's me. So even off the field, tamit, administrative issues, how do we approach them? How do we cover press conferences? TG as journalists, we go to press conferences unprepared. Moo tax ñu bëri dañ lay dem am gàcce, because da ngaa laajte, for example, a question Kaba or Lamin Jase about things yi nga xamante ne nii sax yow you don't even know. So Kokononu, he will see you like, he will just look at you like laughing stock. So all those things then go by help, and then experts in Hamantini, they will come and train people on things like this. So Fofulang Tolu right now, why passionate for Hamantini, we say Kylan. So we are gonna spend the entire years calling on people to come. So we prefer working with members in Hamantini. They are ready and committed, and then to be on cause.
waaw ma ne kan mooy moderate nag.
Chama dem na de.
Chama dem na al tam dem na. waaw comme que moderator bi nekk ko fa man bëggoon naa sànni benn o ñaari kaddu rek. I think at first many congratulations to Omar and the team. Like other speakers earlier, the names you get to send executive, is very encouraging. We expect a lot of the expectation is much higher now because of the names that you have and executives, you know. But I first have a question, Omar, with regard to your affiliation. I think Mr. Ba was saying that you are actually affiliated to GPU. So if you are
Yes,
affiliated
as an
to,
association, yeah.
yeah, as an association, if you are affiliated to GPU, does that mean that you as the president at least has a spot in the executive of GPU?
No, not really.
Yeah, so that kind of relationship, I think, is one thing your team need to work on,
Okay.
because I think you might be one of the bigger bodies in GPU,
Yeah, sure.
and so you are representing a whole, a very big group. So at least, yeah, you must be able to have a representation to GPU, so that the cover of GPU extend to your membership. Though all your members are part of GPU, but by that affiliation, you will be able to tap more into it, especially if you have an executive position. Because, for example, I had you mention that you have a monthly contribution of $50, something
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and roughly, let's say you have 200 members, $50. So that's not going to be much. I think it's 120,000 with all the things you will have funding issues. So where is the extra funds going to come from? So if you don't have a bigger body and where you have a voice, you are going to find it difficult to get funds. You know, that's an observation I have on it. And my second point is, I think to my observation, there is a vacuum that you guys have left. Okay, especially in football. I know you are sports journalists, but let's talk about football here. Now, if you look, the vacuum I'm talking about is in terms of the sports football journalist. So if yeah, and that vacuum that you left is now occupied people who are not trained in the profession. Like a good example is Gamfoot. Gamfoot, they are just like any other blogging site, just come up, uh, you know, putting things across there, doing their thing, and because of the vacuum that you guys have left, they are not trained journalists. They are doing their things the best way they can,
Yeah.
and eventually, what happens is that they have a big following, but they actually not they are not that is not their primary job. As you can see, all the things they have been doing have unprofessional. Some of the things they do is just crazy, and because you don't have professionals who are supposed to provide those kind of platform, they are missing.
Yeah.
So in that case, because you leave that vacuum open there, other people will come up. I can give you
Yeah.
another example. Like before, there was a big audience for West Coast Radio before the advent of these social medias, before they become very popular.
Mhm.
You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
we have a very big audience to West Coast. You have these football technicians, will go in there, be giving analysis here and there, and there was a very big audience there. But now with the
Yeah. Yeah.
advent of social media, when the change happened and social media get more popularity in Gambia, and they did not follow up, catch up with the change, West Coast, they were left behind. And that
Mhm.
created another vacuum for people here. And then you want to talk about like Gambian football, you don't find anything until more recently. You have people like Sana, who has a good understanding of the game, You want to
Yeah, yeah.
listen to something, you either go and listen to uh, uh, Joloful Bantaba, maybe you have Sanasar and talking some good analysis here, or you go and watch Habib uh, and and Sana talking about these things. But Sana, for example, is a coach.
Yeah.
He could have been invited as a technician to come and give his point, while the journalist, a trained journalist, is asking the right questions. To be
But now
to
he's serving more of a journalist now than a coach.
yeah. So you
No,
understand.
no,
So, but
no, no, no. But I always made it clear that this is not I'm not a journalist. We're just talking about football, and that's it.
no, Sana, you are a
Uh,
journalist now.
No, but with the advent of the social media, we have citizen journalists, and because social
uh,
media
uh,
came into being, and
mm.
that is a global problem.
No, it's
Yes,
not
you
a
are right that
problem. That's not a problem, Del. I don't see that as a problem. I think it is good.
no, no.
Like, for example,
Let me
uh,
use let
I'm
me use
talking
the
about
right
gum
target.
food. I gave gum food as an example. Okay, I know
No, but
the intention is very good. But the way they
yeah,
present, the way they do their things, is very unprofessional.
It's not
You know.
unprofessional.
yeah.
It's
So
reckless at
there
times.
is where you
So, but this is where
yeah.
this is the vacuum I'm talking about. So, this is why what I want to know: what are you guys
Okay,
going
man.
to do?
Okay, have him contact.
No, boy.
Guys going to
NSA
do
Gambia
to make
Jagal
sure that
because
you
Gambia
bridge that gap?
jeopardize people, boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Hmm?
Gambino is saying something very important.
Yeah, very,
Uh,
very important point.
Uh-huh.
Very important point lam raise ni. Why
Uh-huh.
luma bugo na wa moy come okay, degala because journalists in most cases taxay buñ wara jël um di nga gis ne there is a huge vacuum left, and so I may vacuum and you know people take responsibility, especially with the advent of the social media. A lot of people can do so many things. So citizen journalism lulu, because social media people have the opportunity to, anyone can have a platform and go and report things. So but again, professionally it's completely different. Motor journalism is some role feel like important now. Professional num ko defé ak ko xamné do professional is completely different. So the ethical boundaries here, I mean, yeah, you can see definitely, num fa de demé. Why I think ñun dinañ def suñ taxawaay why to eliminate some of those gaps. I think it's going to be difficult because sometimes at some point dinga hol ne okay, journalism itself is serving the public, because the public we more than journalism ñu ngi liggéey waaye itam at the end of the day, who are the public in general are the people ñoo xam ne ñoo nga nekk di jox information bi waaye su dee nit yoo xam ne ñoom ñoo leen war a serve information bi ñu ngi gis ne ñooñu nekkoon di def lu ñu war a def ñeneen tam ñëw bokk si liggéey bi, then sometimes they play difficult sax pour nga mën a ràññee kan mooy journalist kan moo du journalist. But I think the association loolu nañ moo tax capacity building foofu la gën a amee solo comme président bi nu mu ko waxee rek. We will do more capacity buildings, engage more with our members also, pour ñu mun a gis ne loo xam ne loolu la ñu war a def because nga tamit um, everybody have a role to play, especially soo nekkee journalist, sa responsibility, ne yow lii nga war a def ak loo warta def. At some point sometimes I know some people soo gisee ñu bari ñu ngee daw job bi tamit it is not paying comme yeneen jobs yi. So da nga gis ne there is a lot of challenge, so many things more than them behind the scene yoo xam ne tamit a lot of people don't know it, while some people don't know it. But I guess the biggest challenge we have now is social media. So motor capacity building is very important, and we will take it forward from that. I think Omar, you can come in.
Yeah. No, you are right there. But Gambiano issue boom race it's very very important because
Very
Lolo
important, very important.
Lolo begs the question of who is who in this field, but then Hamga dafa sports is a wide is a wide it's a wide field. Teji, dafa am ñu bari ñi nga xamantene ni they just come in as commentators. Maybe that's why you can classify Masi Sanai, Vicente, and others. They are football commentators, and but mind you, Nyom Sana Agninga Gisni, most of them are even more issue focused than some of the colleagues that we have here. And Lolo is the reason being because their interactions with authorities. Teji Sana as a coach can be in groups in a journalist cannot be in that group. So Lolo gives Sana the avenue to be offered with a lot of things going on. Sana can be in platforms in a journalist cannot be in that platform. And Lolo gives Sana the privilege to know a lot of things about Gambian football or sports in general. So when Sana comes to talk, he talks authoritatively. Wow, key falla jele information bini. Where are the journalists? Yenang fi di nan cafe di nan li feka du lolu. Feka sana fum ko rote, the journalists cannot the journalists cannot get the information from there because connection la. So there is a bit of confusion bugade and then they blame it on the journalists and it's not their fault. A journalist is just a human being. It needs to also start from him because you need connection. Even at the GFF, as a journalist, you need to build a connection from the GFF, at the GNOC, all these institutions. You need someone king hamantini. When we talk about volleyball, dengan am ko hama be an athlete, I'm sure the administrators, most of them cannot be giving you. But try to link with person being hamantini, you can have information from the individual. So now when ñom sana suñ ñëwé ñom they are issue focused, they know issues because they are connected with a lot of these people outside there. So they're different from a journalist being xamantene su appuyé fi here dawlen, keep quiet because journalist Dell is coming. Oh, hello, is it Dell? Yeah, okay, they don't want to talk to you. So it's difficult in fact to obtain information as a journalist in this country. So all that you maybe can do is speculate, and some of us cannot speculate. Like Gambiano mentioned, Gumfood, they don't care, they trigger. The journalism is not bad. It happens. It's showbiz journalism. You trigger discussion. You just come and say, Jajukuna, there's a missing $1 million yesterday. So there was a missing $1 million. Omar was there, Gambiano was there, Al was there. So now everybody is gonna be scared. Now you trigger that. Or at the GFF there is corruption. The projects are not going in. Like ku handle projects, who definitely will not sleep at night. So now you start triggering discussion. Connection si commence de daw kilumwa. And that's how discussions have been triggered. So some form of journalism, at some sense, but you cannot control them. You cannot control them. And I think Gumfood, you cannot even go there and say you want to uh, check or control how they write or talk about any, yeah, you are the SJG. So these are the things in Hamantini. It's out of our hands. We along the way we cannot control. We cannot control. And my gis ko Hamantini, munon like the Khalid, that what strategies do you plan to implement to strengthen the relationship between sports journalists and local sports organization, ensuring accurate and fair coverage? This is a very important question. And today at our executive meeting, we discussed about this. What we intend to do to start with is to have a meeting with these organizations, these sports organizations in this country. Let's have a chat with them because most of swing membership be, in fact, they are affiliated in one way or the other as PROs or media officers in these organizations. But the intention is not that. The intention is to see membership be how they can even some of them specialize and how they can have the command uh, of reporting about these sports. For example, you talk about volleyball. Not all journalists cover volleyball stories in this country. It's not because of amongst interest, but they don't even know how to report about volleyball because You don't have goals in volleyball, scores, volleys, and other terms that you use in volleyball. So ñoom dañ mën am kind of training at their level. So we don't mind talking to them. We can see how we can collaborate if they have any technical or whatever trainings nga xamantene ni dafa necessary pour membership bi kenna ko xamantene ni has a passion or interest for volleyball, you can join. So we want to have this partnership with all of them, pour make sure it's not only in fact building or taking part in capacitizing the reporters, but also we are trying to partner to promote your sports, in a very proper way, and promoting it meaning spotlighting achievements of your athletes. Because when we talk about it, for example, I want to say Paralympics. Not everybody talks about it. We talk about the Olympics. So immediately after Olympics, there is Paralympics. But how many of us know that uh, athletes were in France for the Paralympic Games? How many of them went to the Paralympic Games? How did they perform in the Paralympic Games? We don't know. So we intend to meet all these associations to make them understand Gambians should definitely know the efforts that you're doing, and even your athletes. I think the last time I heard about Paralympics is the the last Olympics 2016 or something like that. So most of us don't even have interest in all these things, and it's important, as sports journalists, to talk about all these things. So just to answer your question, Silolu Nonu, we this is what we want to do: meet them, and then even Nametan centers. We have to meet them. We have plans of meeting them very soon, because ñoom welfare of our journalists dafa matter si ñoom. You go to these centers, Serekunda East, Serekunda West, dañoo kéta benn table bu ndaw wala toogu bu ndaw pour journalists yi toog fa. So loolu noonu, it affects the work of the journalists. They don't even care where journalists sit to report. So da ngaa gis ne challenges mu fa tamit. So we meet them and then discuss as partners in football development or even in sports development. So loolu bokk na si li nga xamante ne we intend to do it moving forward.
Guys, well, guys, Amadou is very important. I think you've got the GNOC election coming very soon. Bohamne is a very
Yeah,
critical election, and
yeah.
that is something that we look forward to seeing the Sport Journalists Association talking about, because all sporting associations in the country are registered with the GNOC. So
Yeah.
whoever is taking over the role of the GNOC, we've had conflicts in the past. If you don't follow, a lot of people follow football, while GNOC more a complicated federation.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got the election coming up, and that will be a good privilege. That will be something that will make life easy for them, because all sporting bodies will have their representatives at the GNOC elections to go and vote there.
Mm-hmm.
So that is another thing that they can take advantage of. Why, man, Omar, Lena Lale
Yeah.
Buganyana Del, when will your journalists talk about our report? We've gone to 2 AFCONs. Your former president, Sport Journalists Association president, was part of the NCC representing the Sport Journalists Association. Your image as an association is still all over all over I will say all over, should be all over that report, because Musa Sise, the former president of the Sport Journalists Association, was part of the NCC representing the Sport Journalists Association. Is there something that you people are going to follow up on? Well, okay, because whatever happens, even right now, let's say a commission is being called in Gambia to review what the impact of Sport Journalists Association. Omar Jaju is going as president of the Sport Journalists Association. What he knows about the report, has he inherited any report on that? Yes, Musa Sise might be called aside, But Omar Jaju must also be answered, must also go and answer questions. So Mandal, for Bugana for Hamtudi, yo ya del dal, what is your stand on that, please? Dama complicated na ngeen balal ma. Why bi foog ma
Ah,
No, no,
laajte ko
no.
li nga report bi.
Well, your report by one
um,
no. Maybe okay. Del, let me just say before you come in.
yeah.
Report being our no. You see, I'm not sure whether Musa's inclusion to committees you know no, is in his capacity as the SJG president. You see, these are things in Hamantini we also have to look at it. Moving on with our partnership with the GFF. Dega na wahini ay kiange ame Harris bale kiange leka million bale report bi anamu nale, you know. So Lolu also is a very good pitch for the journalists to pick, because when questions like this are asked, especially on platforms like this, the journalists should pick it up. You know, they should have answers. And the Fayaga Belegi, you are right. And I think in one of the WhatsApp groups, I saw you also taking on Honorable Pamalik Sise, who is a friend to the minister, and which is very 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 important. Why at our level? Uh, I cannot fight a case or whatever that the former executive or the former president Lulu. I cannot do that. What I can do, boy, or we can seek clarification to fake any. SGAG is in one way or the other involved in those committees or in those functions or linga xamantene ni SJJ taxana fofu nonu say reports nga wax nonu waye su passé fofu nonu okay, not as SJG we have nothing to worry about that, but as journalists I agree 100% with you that you know the public definitely deserves to know about these reports, and the authorities they owe it to the public, you know, to see exactly, because so anyway si al nga ne ko ne mané jox ma lii ma dem marché, you know, soo ñëwee war ngaa wax àll ne lii ak lii laa jëlee si marché bi ak nduga bi lii ak lii laa ko def. Loolu is transparency, you know, and it's difficult how we go by this, you know. So loolu it's not even the work of the SJAG, to be honest with you. What we can do is, because some of us here we talk to our colleagues, you know, to say, boy, there's this story going on there. I think you can pick it up. You know, so the fact that journalists I'm not interest. You know, lu ma waxoon rek laay waxaat tey ji SJG su nekkoon ne media house la tey maybe lu bëri dina change, because we're gonna have editorial meetings. You know, like before we have it, we do have at our media houses. Dañu am editorial meeting ci suba. Balaa ñu wàcce ñu am beneen editorial meeting. So editorial meetings determines what comes on the papers tomorrow. You know, and then we can say, look, in our editorial meeting today, the SJG reporter 1, 2, 3 go and investigate about the reports that are still pending. You know, but we cannot force journalists to that is not our that is not our role as an association. You know, as individuals we can encourage, you know, reportings like that. As an association we can encourage reportings like that, that members should be fierce, members should be, you know, should be objective, they should be telling stories that really matters to the public, you know. But foofu lañ mëna am dañ mëna force baara bi nga xamantene mu ngi liggéey Afri Radio ñu ne ko boy demal nga def story bi ni te ku nekk Afri Radio am na boss am na editor, you know. So ñun as an association, yeah, exactly, we cannot do that. All of us belong to media houses, so it's up to us to see ne suñ media house bi ne fa am interest ci story bi ni, and then we go for it, but amongst ourselves lena lu ñun nangu mooy dem di dogo you know, like the common dogo that we always say, you know. So I don't even know how people classify dogo, because people see you today even again from the GFF house again here, say GFF Jinanenko. I think Lol time should be clear to people. People should be walking. People should be meeting and talking, because it has gone beyond that. We should not be enemies or hating each other. Why the order based on professionalism? Bukan jai sangor. Why man teji? Muna in a normal situation. Muna them say we talk about things, or kaba sumo sole, or we can meet and talk about things, but it should be based on mutual respect and the interest of the SJAG. And they have their interest to protect. So, Lola, along the way is that. But the journalists, I agree that we should continue knocking. I'm not I know a few need, to be honest, but Choda Messi Bakari Teji, he doesn't want to talk to you about the reports. You go to GFF, they don't want to talk to you about the reports. So you cannot speculate. So you just have to take your time, maybe just investigations, because they have to release the report, and they are not releasing it. So all of us, we've been shouting since the last edition.
But,
And a report, and a report, and a
Omar,
report. Yes.
Omar, for these reports, you can also get it through the National Assembly. I think journalists should be
Exactly.
able to request for
Exactly.
these
The Sport
reports.
Selects Committee. Exactly.
Yeah. So if you petition those people, definitely you will get access to the report.
That's right.
It doesn't have to be you actually, the sports journalist. This is for every citizen who is very much interested in it. You can demand for this. That legislation is now in place. It's just based on interest. I'm very glad at the start of your intro you mentioned about being apolitical, because of course everybody knows that you were very much in support of Sadibu, and now that you have to work with various stakeholders and to distance yourself and to make sure that you can work with all other stakeholders for the benefit of the organization. I think that's very important. Notwithstandingly, still now you will face challenges because of your past association. It is now left to your leadership how you work that out. To make the other parties to trust that okay, what you are doing is not anything personal, but it's for the benefit of the people you are leading. In Gambia, it is, from my own personal experience, when you come into these administrative things, is that people want you to be either for or against. No middle ground. They want you to be against GFF or pro GFF.
Info.
But you cannot like stay in the middle and say that okay, I'm not interested in pro GFF or against GFF. I'm going to go with my conviction and work for what works best for my organization.
Exactly.
And
exactly.
I can tell you can do it. If other people like it, it's their business. If they don't like it, it's their business. Just do what is right. It might you might be very unpopular. You might not have a lot of friends, but at the end of the day, whenever you leave that organization, you can go and sleep. You don't have to be
Very
enemy
important.
with anybody to make things work. But that doesn't also mean that you cannot challenge what you believe is not right. You should be able to look Kaba into the eye and say, Mr. President, I beg to differ. This is not what I think we should be doing. This is how I think we should be doing. Taba may agree or disagree with you. He also has a right to his opinion or not. So you try again. You try again, but that doesn't mean that you have to be enemy with Kaba or
Exactly.
It doesn't have to be like that. So I'm glad you mentioned that, but it is our situation is so politicalized. You will get those challenges that will definitely come. And of course you also mentioned another problem with Gambians. When you say election, everybody is there. When it's time to work, it is 3 people.
Exactly.
And then later they will just say, it's Omar's team.
Yeah, running
You
it.
know, it
Yeah.
will be only 3 people running the association on behalf of the 200 so-called members. You know,
Exactly.
that will come. That day will come. That day will come. You know,
Exactly.
but good luck. Good luck to you guys. I know it's a very, very difficult thing to do, to lead associations in Gambia. But somebody must do the job. And I
Yeah.
think the team I saw from you guys seems like it's a good team, because I know few of them, few of you, and I think you can definitely, if you even put 50% each of you, I'm definitely think that it will make a difference. You know, I don't know what is your main object. What will you consider as an achievement as a group? Whether if you are able to do 10 or capacity building programs in 2-3 years, that is, you see that as an achievement, or I don't know what are the yardsticks that you guys want to use. But for me, I think educating people, making so that we have a critical mass of journalists, who can question things properly, and not everything just to come and, because sometimes it's just holding people to account, is asking them the right question, you know, and, getting into the platforms like this one here, and, assisting some of us who are not trained in these kind of things to write us, because like the other day we have Matar here, very interesting conversation with him. But I feel at one point I felt like if we had a journalist questioning Matar there, we will have more revealing things from him. Because he touched on, like, I can remember one of the topics he touched on was about he cannot work on with the present administration, and nobody went further to
Ask.
know exactly what is functionally wrong with what is happening right now, to bring up, so that the whole picture is painted out there for everybody to know that this is what is wrong. So that if you have a next administration, when those 6 signs are shown, everybody, we already know the story. But he was not challenging on that, because there was no trained journalist who was asking him. So your capacity building, I think, is the way forward. But like I said, I don't know what you think is will be the yardstick for you guys as an achievement. Yeah.
Yes. I mean, in short, you want to know exactly our part of our blueprint, or you want to know some of the things that we will be embarking on, like short or long term plans. Not what you want to
Yeah.
say, no?
Yeah. In the short terms, what do you want to do? And like, if I do this and this in the short terms, okay, I'm on the right track. And in long term also, what are the plans?
Yeah. So the blueprint of this executive is definitely drawn on the common ideas and the priorities that unite us. So you have the implementation of revenue generation methods for sustainability, because we've realized SJAG, we don't have a source of funding. I mean, we don't have subvention from our international body that does the airpay. So the only source of funding is through contribution and through the awards that we organize annually. That's where we generate funds. So we also want to have a method, different methods of generating funds. So also the famous capacity building in advanced sports reporting. It's a short-term plan that we are intend to do, and advancing gender equity in sports journalism. Not only now we've seen Sajo Balde as a young woman, going to AFCON as a photographer, but then there are other women or young ladies that are also wanting to be like, so how do we make sure we produce a lot of Sergio Baldes, or even empower them, not to produce but to support them and empower them, so we intend to have a commission sort of for sports, women sports journalists. So in a nutshell, that is meant to promote women's sports journalism in this country, because we've not been seeing, or we are not seeing active women's sports reporting or sports journalism in this country. So it's quite entirely dominated by men. So at the day of the convergence, we saw a good number of women, and that was encouraging. So we want to keep up that momentum by organizing them better, properly, for the purpose, for the greater good, and also to foster partnerships and development initiatives, and that is visiting uh, these associations like the GFF, fostering good partnerships with them, the GNOC, the ministry, you name it. So we want to cement, foster partnerships with all these institutions, and then also to promote good governance within the association. Good governance is how we started, because you don't have to affiliate to any political group, and then we need to serve as role models, as examples to the membership. So all of us in the executives will definitely serve as good examples to the membership, and that is, we have to lead by example. Also part of the governance that we want to do is because if not, traveling that is meant for secretaries or presidents, like a statutory travel, sort of, I should call it. We don't want to be, for example, any travel the president is going, or the secretary going now. So apart from travelings that are meant for the secretaries or the president, we want to open this to the committed members. We want to open it for everybody, create opportunities for everybody, who is definitely committed to SJAG. So this is also part of good governance, because any benefit that comes in should not only be limited to the executive or the president or the secretary. It should reflect down to the membership. So all those things are things that we want to also promote, and part of the good governance policies that we want to adopt. And also, we are doing some reforms. Reforms doesn't only limit to the constitution. We are also doing some structural reforms. So the constitution, we are forming a committee very soon, like we agreed in our last gathering, that a 5 or 6 man member committee will be set up to renew whole constitution B, and then we see how best we can amend and better it. So these are the few things that we intend to do, and that committee will also uh, have a code of conduct for Gambian sports journalists. So these are the things that we intend to do in the shortest possible time, inshallah. Aywa.
That's good. I also heard you mention that you want to work with the zones.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that's a very good one. The zones will definitely like that, because we also have, like you said, our PROs. Sometimes some of them are journalists. Where we don't have a PRO as a journalist, what you normally try to do is to get a journalist and bring them as media officers. So definitely, having that kind of maybe a MOU with you, so that we can be assured that we will always have personnel from you guys. Of course, they will be remunerated, because it's not going to be free. That's going to be a win-win, because at the end of the day, in the zones, you want to also advertise your games, make people talk about it, and that is what will increase their attendance, and that translate directly to revenue. And I think it's the same kind of MOU you can have with people, other disciplines like the volleyball or GFF, and because for example, the National League, you should be able to do some promotion around it, and provide have an MOU with GFF that your members will be talking about the GFF League in their various platforms, and that is direct marketing for GFF, so they should be able to invest something into you, so which is a win-win again. Yeah, so there are some avenues you can also make money for your people. They are right there. Mm. Well, good luck. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. Uh-huh. Uh, uh, yeah, exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Lolu, it's a very good question. Sorry, it's a very good question, Chal. Gumfood, I don't know them. I know they are very powerful. Uh, when they write about you want to cry. But the issue is, nah, Hamga, you don't want to associate yourself with ñoo xamante ne nii seen jubluwaay bi comme seen gom-gom ak seen ideas yi du benn. Tey jii what we can do mooy we can approach them, you know, we can approach them. Waaye Gumfood, it is clear that for them to have the 1 million followers or whatever, dafa am route buñ bugga ne ñoom bi lañ bugg a jël. Comme for example these TikTokers today, loolu moo andi ay ka yi nii. You click on a TikTok live and then you're talking about the hard economy, you're talking about other things in Amazon, they are sensitive. You don't even have 5 or 6 viewers. But when you start talking about things that are not even important, well, it's about this nonsense quote unquote car, then you have 1,000 or 16,000 followers. So the Gumfood, us talking to them will be one thing, but the other thing is more ndax dinañ nangoo follow ethics. All right, even tey sax their case came up with si suñ meeting bi, they pick stories from people and they don't give credit. Wow. So lolu noonu, if you go back to them, it depends on how they want to see it. I'm sure ñu bëri, they reached out to them to say, bro, give us credit. But they come back attacking you or even insulting you. So when we approach those kind of people, like what they say approach me, but what are we going to tell them, bro? Be ethical, you know? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Oh. Oh. Right. Uh-huh. Right. No. 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 I see your point. I see your point. I think we will consider that. Lolo is very very important. You know, Nyom ML, they have relationship with them, and I have not contacted them. I have no contact with them, but I'll try to find contacts with them, and then we see, because we are all in this together. You know, so Nyom, if they see Omar going astray, they should be able to, you know, to check and then reason with me. This the same thing, because Nyom, they are reporting about football. So we can definitely talk to them. Not a problem at all, and we will do that. We will do that. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Boy Chama, fay naa la boy te fay naa ñëpp ñu fi nekk ñuy naa leen yéen ñëpp yéen a yooraan ñëpp a ngi fay damay leetal ñu xam nga rek yéen dala ko la maa ngi jóg waaye de foog naa fekkee naa woon naa ñoom Sana ak how to call it again Habib mu doon wax few stuff about journalism ak ñu doon xam nga rek waaye at the end of the day xam nga rek ñëpp duñ mun a nekk benn when it comes to all these things because at the end journalists yi tamit they have a role to play si suñu Gambian football especially sports si boppam not only football and sports si boppam waaye da ngay feel na ne man si man personally damay feel na ne most of them they are compromised with their job they're doing understand nga ñun gis nañ a bigger platform than ñun suñu journalist yi let's say ñoom Gary Neville ñoom Karika ñoom Terry Henry and all these people they're never journalists they're all footy players they're all football players but look at their platform jànguñ dara about journalism jànguñ anything why the only thing lu tax seen platform bi rëy is just amul Manchester amul Liverpool amul Gary Neville amul kii amul this player amul that player if something comes up there is writing pour ñu publish ko or pour ñu binda ko dañ ko binda so yeah compared to us our journalists most of them they were compromised ñu gis leen suñu bigger du ma sori sax waaye our main big journalist boo xam ne rek Gambia yëpp xamoon nañ ko mooy Campeh he's a journalist, but at the same time, you have to campo side boom that side boom that's me. And journalists, you should be neutral. If you are proper journalist, then what I'm put neutral. Anything comes to this side, you say it. Anything comes to that side, good or bad, then what I'm put game. So, manama fuck nene yun swing journalist lady is high time for you muna egal sense because can respect would see the our journalists to be honest because hamgare yange feel nene your chama say your ham there are certain journalists you have they only talk about player Musa Baru. I'm not journalists you have they talk about Omar Koli. They're not going to talk about other players. I'm not you have they talk about this player. They're not talk about that player. And these are all journalists. You have they should be neutral. They should be equal to all of these players. So lolu nonu they were try to adopt new them to a higher level than new. Like I said.
nit ñi respect Gamfoot like he said it's not even no bi du journalist Sumandola use the journalist but he's trying to put things right because I use amud kene amud baba demba sax man mi alon kon telephone atina Gamfoot ñu grow ni amud man suma defee stop they come out people have opinions to say whatever they feel like saying. Okay, so just say mom side, Oma Mune, maybe they might talk to them or there because then feel in a gun food, them, they can't go to the same way, which is fine. Because Gunfood is not a real journalism platform or whatsoever, which I understand. And journalism, why at the end of the day, Sisan Bopa, Deme, it's wrong. Before, even now, and I'm feeling using journalism, they am a better. I mean, look at there are radio stations. I'm the journalist. You radio station you so for them do dega wahid you do dega wahid kele. So them soon them see I'm the radio station mom luma wahni mom hamna ko buba. I'm the radio station radio station you hamne yena journalist du fa duga because they feel like they are GFF or they are ni. GFF
yeah.
So da nga gis ne ñun dañ dee mun a feel ne diw have to be this side diw ak and these are all journalists am nañ right pour nekk si any radio station si any TV station waaye loolu ñoom tamit as a journalist amuñ like let's say right put them by force we have to talk to this platform radio station and stuff no ñoom seen paper yi ak seen newspaper yi ak seen lifin foofu lañ am or seen platforms yi like seen media social media most of these journalists foofu lañ am pour binda you understand so dañ war a am pour nekk neutral you def the right thing pour nit ñi respect our journalism because like I said there are bigger platforms comme ni ma leen ko waxee ñoom Gary Neville ñoom Philip Neville ñoom Karega Thierry Henry all of these people we respect now they never get why lu tax they growing lu tax they in this bigger platform then BT Sky Sport but because it doesn't matter. If United lose, Gary Neville will come out. United need to sort this out. United needs to do this. United all the way, a life big. But if United is wrong and they're not doing things right, he say it straight away. Why? If Mansour a journalist and I support Real, if Real something happened, I wouldn't talk about it. I would ignore that real hard fact about Real. So now we have to start to grow. You change attitude, mentality. Buñ compromise liggéey ak li ñun suñ caaba yow gis nga ñun suñ plateforme bi fii nii yow sa Jolof Bantaba bi fii we crash we talk to each other dañoo waxante dëgg dañoo lifin bàyyi da nga gis ku fi mer ba bàyyi plateforme bii nii da nga ku fi mer ba block sa plateforme da nga gis ku be why when it comes to hard fact Habib daf maa tiim wax ma hard fact su fact ñëwee ma tiim Habib wax ko hard fact ma sana daf maa toog mu wax ma hard fact because nii and I accept and things like that loolu mooy yóbbu dëkk foog ñu accept wante ne lii lañ def lii lañ nataa boy and it's not like you we're enemies no so journalism you got to if you check on Buba Fulabe is doing great why because Fulabe is not looking for anyone's pocket Fulabe is saying it how it is and no fa mun a demee waaye ñun most of our journalists they've been compromised to be honest yeah maa ngi fii kenn
yeah
Ngo baba akana baba bulay tawo nyama ala fa ay kandi baba ila platform o yebe men na to nyate Gamfoot what they are doing is very very unprofessional as much as you have a problem with the Gambian journalists having a problem Gamfoot is more of a problem than the Gambian journalists the Gambian journalists they could have performed better and not create that environment where a platform like Gamfoot can come and capitalize on it. That's a fact. Nobody can deny that.
No,
but the thing is, what they are doing is very, very unprofessional. The examples you mentioned about Gary Neville and others, those are not clickbaits.
Those are pundits.
Those are pundits talking about the sport, football. From the point of
no. Yalema understand because Gamfoot that no is not a journalist. I'm economy for side. It's not professional. Atakila no professional because I'm more karang. I'm journalism karang. It's just like a normal.
I'm more karang nyaunya. Ikaramba yata nyaunya. Ke multa ke kadafi every day. That is wrong.
Can explain? Let me explain here.
I don't think so anybody needs to go to any journalism school to learn that what you are doing, because you don't want to be, you don't want to do that to yourself. You don't want anybody to do that. It's the same gum food. Ni accused of something, they will do. I'll go to when they accuse them of that Aliou Dabo thing. What did they do? They went to the bottom of it to defend themselves. So why are they exposing people? That is very wrong. You don't need to be a journalist to know that that is very wrong.
It's coming for it's wrong. Whenever it's wrong, I'm not disputing that.
Yeah, maybe. Okay.
Like in coming explain what I'm called. Near Gampuje is just a normal you lad me along ko ala come into the platform like me my into the page I mean the other for so Gampud is this Gampud nenamang journalism karang and nenamang fen karang if coming for is wrong kamol kajaki kamol fen wo is wrong ni wrong kono for wrong. But if a Gampud ni na journalism it's a compare because Gampud na anything karang about journalism. Food will come. It's like a normal coming fan solo or normal human being like nte dorong nte yalo nte nene boga fen for about GFM correct. Hani I correct no phone can boga correct because obviously I'm anti. But we compare it a food ni nulu compare no ni journalism or me alanko. That's what they know. Wala karang wala la do. Nka jele explain thing. Food like you're saying, if I mean bake and me ronta. What can you ronta le? Nta ta fala janti na janko support because no kelo. Man can understand it. Nimi ronta and the phone. If you go on some of the comments, no, no. But Konami for wrong. He is not a journalist. Among journalism, it's just like somebody that me ala
So, Mr. Baba Demba, maybe I want to just throw a few things here. I think to compare even gum food, it is because Kabriya Foko, gum food, they are not journalists. So Nimanki journalists, they don't play a role of a journalist. That is the biggest crime, number one. All right, it's like you want to.
In fact, defamation of character. If you are sued for that, boy,
for example, you want to judge in a court of law and you are not a lawyer. So that's why the confusion is, and for it to be not even a non-starter, comparing gum food to a Gambian journalist, for me that is not even, you cannot even start that discussion because okay, we have to respect Gambian sports journalists. Some of us here, we have no idea of what some of these Gambian sports journalists go through to bring these stories that we see normally on our newspapers and our TVs. All right. Issue for young what is very, very important, and that is true. Some of our colleagues and until from at our level we talk about this, that they are so close to the authorities up to the extent that they are compromised, and that affects affect. But that should not be a yardstick that anybody should use to blast Gambian sports journalists, because there has been a lot of good work that has been registered, a lot of bad deeds that have been exposed by Gambian sports journalists. So I think, in all honesty, by all means, the journalists of this country, they deserve that respect. All of us here, what I see is because we belong. We belong to groups, and we tend to not to be balanced, in fact, with our reasoning sometimes and how we say things. Because today, if Omar have issues with maybe the incumbent, the leadership, the way Gumfood will handle it and the way Dell will handle it will be different. Gumfood don't even wait for the two sides of the story. They don't care. They don't care about what others say. All that they care is, this guy is reportedly stealing money. He steals money. How he stole it? Is it true? Yes or no? So for me, I am not saying that's even bad. A bit. They trigger things. The fact that we are comparing this platform to Gambian sports journalism, that for me is a non-starter. And when we talk about the ills or in fact the weaknesses of Gambian sports journalism, we also have to accept, that there are a lot of things that Gambian sports journalists are doing very good, that they're doing despite the limited resources. We all know the situation of this country. And that's why most of the journalists are now moving into PR work, But some of them, despite the PR work that they are doing, they make sure they stick to guns. They've been objective. They've been quite objective and giving us stories that we all want. Sometimes we sit at different angles. Today, Sanayafa will want to read a story, that is so deep about things. That is his level, because how he thinks and how ethics thinks or ethics have it is different. So it's different from Omar, who has no idea about how journalism works and just pick and then put, yeah, Pabaro stole our money, the money that was supposed to be meant for this, he stole it. So that is what some of us see as real journalism, and it's not. It is not. We should be balanced, and then the audience will judge. But we cannot pointing fingers to A, B, and Z. Like how Gumfood. We respect the brother. For me, at some point, I like what they do because they trigger. And now, when you are doing things, you think about Gumfood. That is good. Or when you're even moving around somewhere else, you think about whether Gumfood reporters are capturing me or what. That is good. Today, you go to JFF. Sometimes they even rush to Gumfood page to say what are they putting tomorrow. It might not be true, but they are triggering something. So war is good. But for the fact that Lamin Cham cannot operate like that on Standard. Bob cannot operate like that on the Point newspaper, because it has to go through professional vetting. Yeah, tabi five more, and then I bought. So it depends on the readers, the audience. Purwoliya GB, Jumalebe left and Jumalebe right. So for that, I'm not gonna agree on or with you on that. Comparing say that Gambian sports journalism is so weak up to the extent that you rate it. For me, I think it's not fair, and because there are a lot of Gambian sports journalists that are doing their utmost best, because we don't listen to all the radio stations in the country. For example, Lamin, who is even here, Fadera, took it upon himself to go around all the pitches that GFF claimed to spend millions. He did a fantastic story on all these projects, So, and even wrote to FIFA, and that's why all of them came rushing to these pitches, Gunjur, because of this report. So in as much as there are weak links in the system, we have to acknowledge people that are doing everything possible within their limited resources, to effect a change. For me, that's what I think.
Well, I think you just put it very well there to them. I think this is it. It's the same similar thing with what's on Gambia. I'm not dismissive of Gumfood. Trust me, they have provoked some very positive things in football, especially in the country, and people have to applaud them for it. It's the same thing what's on Gambia did. But with all the good work what Gambia is doing, does that necessarily mean that you have to be dismissive of the journalists in the system? The journalists are doing a fantastic job. Depend on how you want to look at it. The news is out there. Somebody have to get it and present it, and you present it to the people, and then people will decide what to do with the news. That is it. I'm citing the Gumfood one because, of course, it's a football forum that we are using, or not of recent of what they are doing. But the fact is that they are overcooking the things. That is the fact. they are doing some positive things, but sometimes what they are doing is very, very bad for our society. It's not, they are transcend beyond football. You know, what the kind of things they are putting out there, and people are normalizing that. That you just go to the comment section, and you just want to make a fool of yourself, and you want to get into an argument with anybody out there. You know, you just hold your horses and you know, go and do something else. But how long can we allow those things to do? You know, this is why I at the start of my intervention, I was trying to raise this issue of the vacuum left by the sports journalists. For me, you know, like you guys want to capacitize your people to and bridge that gap, you know, so that, you know, it will put platforms that are doing this clickbait. They will also know that, okay, we rely on clickbait, but if at all we are doing this, a lot of this, a ton of people will believe in us, and they will go to the formal platforms. So that is the gap the sports journalists have to bridge. You know, it's not everything that they are doing is bad. No, that's not exactly true. But 75% of what they are doing right now, because they think they are powerful, is wrong. Totally wrong. No justification for that. Thank you.
Yeah, but Lola Bugawa, it's not like the Mandamanyo to compare these two. I'm not comparing these two. Come key journalists like needing journalists. I'm not comparing them. What I'm saying is you two journalists isn't Bopa. They have to double up. And Ninko and the Fanako journalists they are compromised and they're not doing what they should. It doesn't mean the rest they're not doing well. And that four lad is doing well. He's reporting every single thing. So I don't mean they're not doing well. No, there are people among them you compromise. Those are the people who want in the new color, jubal, Duma compare Gamfood. Gamfood is a raw talent, like I said, individual lad that comes with the raw stuff. Like he said, in journalism, the them fighter, aita konoto, ñom ñu kasen ko, ñu check ko, ñu lifin ko, mu dem ci kaw, mu dem ci manager bi xoolaat ko génne lii génne benn def fa bii def fa ba Gamfood is raw. ñoom mi toll la nata ñaami taali ko la ñaam, which I understand ko someone is saying. Yes, I understand. They're doing wrong things. But I'm not just comparing Gamfood with any other, with our journalists. What I'm trying to explain to our journalists, comme moom soxna lu mu fi jógee wax, they need to do more pour ñu mun a am that gap yoo xam ne Gamfood ak ñeneen they have lower viewers or lower things that nit ñi mun a concentrate sur ñun suñ own journalistes yi ñoo xam ne ñoom ñoo mun a def things waaye su fekkee ne half of them are this side half of them are the other side nit ñi ñu toppa Gamfood yëpp normally dañ war a toppa suñ journalistes yi normally suñ journalistes yi lañ war a toppa waaye lu tax toppuñ ñu xëy na probably suñ journalistes yi haven't got enough to show up They haven't got, so everyone is going to Gambia. Even this might be times might be we go again one timeline everything and you can journalists most of them or half of them updated everything. So soon we come you buy these local platforms here, individual platforms here. Our living, like I said, this four lad is doing very well. We did a very good job. So ko check a mom, not them whole platform. Not check. Then they handle most of these so-called journalists, social media stuff. It a copy of it. It can be bondi folio. Yeah, some matter my phone. Follow and go. So if you have a real journalist like four, and you get put on stuff, Danfood wouldn't have support. They wouldn't have people concentrating. How many you understand? So you more what you man. I'm talking about Danfood mom low last now. Talk about them. I'm talking about two own journalism. Anyanta kala fale because this is not enough. You then give up such journalism. Danfood mom you take over. Don't get fuck the journalist Amud Gan. You think there is no journalist? And like you were saying, Omar, yes, your people are doing well. Some of them, why? You are the journalist. You know what?
Baba ko waxo di buke samba afcon ibele la fakata afcon wala tinna dol buka diam.
Yes. So ndako si pala foko. The journalist I will straighten it. Mili alanko ayan hamne le ni paka ñaari bord ni ngi fi wala ñu ngi ci bord bi ni war a génne gaz te yéen journaliste yi da ngeen war a dugg ci xuru xara yi di génne news di génne everything da ngeen war a di génne bagage yi boy ba ka doon ko bagage on bonni nang so obviously gaz ko bagage on finding labor ko la most of everyone is concentrating there because like nekk ni ñu tukki dafa bari so social media pour gars dugg ci social media dafa easy pour gars ñu dugg ci social media because of Wi-Fi bi internet is easy yeah ñepp am food check so tegee gam food Gambians are there. Why it's not going to be more than 1,000 or 2,000 Gambians. Well, the rest is a outlet. Why? Because internet based. So like young journalists coming, let them move to the media. You have Gambians are a lot of Gambians now you get away. So let's try and use it because I can newspaper internet man Gambia newspaper for it. So I don't know what. Anyway. Yeah. So let's see media. So then what stop so journalists man for it like this ko xamne mu ngi stop si internet bi si media bi and for is giving us good news for is doing
why Baba Demba dogo mala sere
go
why okay Gambian sport journalism bi dafa passé social media am na ñu bari ñu ngi ci radio station si
do you never pass it for social media I'm not look past social media
no
at this moment everything
do you
media,
okay now do you listen to Afri Radio? Do you listen to West Coast Radio? Do you listen to
I
City
listen to
Limits?
West Coast, not Afri Radio. I listen to West Coast, not Afri Radio.
Okay.
But West Coast, I listen. What media, Munu def anything, so them through media, bro. At Tadulato. Social media nowadays is where the market everything. It's media, bro. So your radio station, okay, go on.
Wow, mota Baba Demba Manko waxal ne mom 4 day like this 4 day doesn't work for a radio station, doesn't work for a TV. 4 day platform and the more Facebook. That's his platform where everybody is. Understand that? Gajaga, his platform is on QTV. Everything that he talks about, issues, whatever, he talks it on TV. Dell, platform on Moi Radio. Anything that he has, interviews with everybody and issues, he talks it on radio. And then he even shares it. Exactly. The Point newspaper, you don't read newspapers. Lamin Cham is on the Standard, you don't read it. So you
Standard
don't...
Ken doina sek Daily Mail Gambia.
Can?
Standard Ken doina. Standard is the Daily Mail of Gambia. Very controversial.
No,
No,
let's move ahead.
Omar Yolo fe wax ni. Omar Yolo fe wax ni. Lolo tax gen sen jolol si ngeen de because ita ka radio station la fonye, TV station olu, atol buka lampo soto, al buka kurang, al buka social media. Go and look at for no it's true. Gadaga is on
Ugo
QTV.
baba tajara wa juma la ko bi da kuro wasu.
Gadaga ba QTV le ha. Gadaga jibe aba ni
No,
gadaga tata
no,
live.
bro,
No
baba, don't
listen.
do that.
Mohammed, do
You
you
know.
say
Discussing journalism, discussing and leave our
But
and our
wai
our,
chama.
our network.
Chama ngir yala isi nyunda nda nga gis baba muna nopi. Illa isi nyunda nyu am jama.
No, la sara ya fa wala ka bulan ko ni.
Baba Demba Munali newspaper.
Na
Mane,
ba
Baba
ko
Demba
ko.
read newspaper. Read newspaper.
Ay na
Guy,
ko
Boko
ku
and
ko
watch
wala.
school. That guy
Ya
never
xam ne
study
Sénégal moo leen
before.
abal ko Quran. Su leen neexee ñu jël seen Quran. Ay ka fa ñu ko ci contre 5. No, but it's true. Come in nigga jaga tata live on QTV. Yeah. For it live on Facebook. Bro, if a 4 jela over million view, gajaga ever 6 view la jela. Imu alam feka understand ka dan. It's different. Nja kabinda tu awon den mo ay ka fenke before chama fenke before newspaper ta modi ndam na modi and there are a lot of people milan ke ba wol buka to dum online fake like newspaper bi so ndaka min foy wolom ko there are lots of people milan ke ba social media I don't tell me in ya da fo join them foy man iba mu do na me ba speeder you in kija is social media bro
No, Sky
ni
News,
bi
you
ma
can even
la do ya
access it
jibe
now on YouTube. You access
yeah
Sky
so
News on YouTube 24/7.
exactly so sa on the media lo boy bro alpha na ele subscribe media to bale ni local phone but radio station on west coast will think one kabima gambia na west coast every monday abukanda yes but sign boy more different level boy more to our
Sport
level
file with Peter
kala jam
Gomez.
kuna buka fa from bu fa fa
Sport file Peter Gomez Thursday city limit Moses Ndek. No, well, Angel Mohammed then you Uncle Babu. Uncle Babu secure Villa Boka. No, Angel Uncle Babu secure Villa Boka. Angel Mohammed ñu ganale ko. Then Uncle Babu ñëw next. Uncle Babu secure Villa Boka.
Assalamu alaikum. No, and
Good.
yeah, I think this is the first time I watch the platform, especially on a page on Twitter. I just wanted to my new koto nyom Omar nyom sana hamna maybe na fare tuti but we used to have conversations later kunda sabi si nyom obi funde I don't know if sana hamanda remember boy alpha I'm you know you them conversations about Gambian football. Basically man luma bugo na wa la it's just a little thing about swing koto with bad and stuff. I'm not a hamon because I used to follow him on Gamfood and stuff on Instagram. So lumo bu wana wax rek mo nek ñom ba dem ba people nga xamne they have been there like they've been fighting for Gambian football you know. But I just wanted to like appeal to him because I know maybe Heli utanen manuma gise some of his stuff and mom nuko gise do neka ben. I think most of their criticism should be constructive and especially when constructive with players. And they have access bunga hamne then they muna wax gum food. Most of the post gum food in there like they're so unprofessional and like Lulu most of our players follow Gangfoot. So if you bring stuff you know hamne as criticizing our players and definitely not deviate. Especially I saw a post yesterday about Yankuba Minte, which was so unprofessional. You cannot come into someone's personal life. Bunga Hamne is almost how many thousands of followers and Yankuba Minte is following that how to call it that platform. So I just wanted to appeal to him, especially most of his how to call it most of the things he say or how he says it I think he should reconsider it very very well ñun ñëpp like them kind of football in Gambia lañ bëgga so especially when it comes to players I think we should protect them even to new Chris Das guy let it be constructive yeah loolu moo way indi I've tried maybe some platforms but I think this is the best platform for mu mun a waxa moom mu dégg and stuff yeah that's loolu moo nekk
yeah
suma
no
kàddu
thank you so much about yanko mamente problem bi call na use life man ko ne player yi ni ita mo be ma ko ila no boy mo bi ñoo dimbele everyone and I feel that Lee is come not over here is personal. Lo dam koko use them koko straight. Nka ko Lee is personal because at the end of the day, no, they need to concentrate. Okay, me not calling you or not doing stuff for you, it doesn't mean that like you know, it's like young women just want to reply all the messages look up. Ata concentrate on one football or boy. Don't concentrate on more them. I understand that because I was there before. I think Lulu man so ko chege man usman ka fi. Buma just them in Finland. My signs my first contract for a professional contract. I was in Facebook. That was 2008, 2009. Yeah. Boy Facebook boy connect boy aba boy alhamdulillah boy message over juru mari. Aba juru mari boy message bangi first then so more they reply no. I can't reply everyone. I can't send money for everyone. You know, all those things. So you know what Facebook. Be tey yàlla bii nii billahi wallahi taala musuma nekk ak Facebook depuis 2009 bi léegi so I know how it is looloo tax man ma call Gamfu use ndo naa ko ma le straight nte ko ndo bii nii ata moo bii maa koy noonu even people that are close to him ate maa koy noonu a lafta kaa kele but aman time also though. He needs to go to training he needs to sleep even kabring when I saw Minte about post kan tey mu ngi Birmingham gannaaw ëllëg mu ngi London Cultural Week tey mu ngi fële ne la ate moo ñëw la ni mi ba play kan they are sleeping they are relaxing but not feel cool yes if I talk to him he might have a pressure or maybe about miral ko kudo or whatsoever so jewuma lijante pour waha mom or waha agent am ñu waxal ko or any other thing because this is England ya like a game jël so you know how many games are you playing so you need every single minute to relax man, I understand. Will be is a good improvement. I understand. I rest. But like you're saying, I personally, I didn't agree with that call. Gamfood Nyantaka, what problem on our field because it's personal. And like I said, they cannot. Yes, they laughed at a chonka tell you okay, yeah, but it doesn't mean the call. You know, I need to call by force all the time or whatsoever. I need to call mobile everyone. He have a job to do. He is working. Coming mobile kadoko kenyami. So he needs to concentrate on his job as well. I explained this to you. Now be able to be honest with you, billahi wallahi. Now file because I know I've been there. Distract ko wala tin ta Facebook kabin 2009 for me na naman ta Facebook because na kontra ko sale rek mo be ka ma ko buwa boy every one boy ko xamne na sa musna aba mustafa aba budu na mane baba you remember boro you know some mo be faj no do wala so yes you are right you know stuff like that yes all kind way is fine but ntol ba dan right now take ntol mu bulan chancangol mo tan tol control mi bo bulan da yes you're right ko gam food wo kan aka control gam food bante o kan ta ba mi bulala ko landuma o kan no ku do mi rawoto bante ba ante ka a raw mala fayika but yeah but with Minty it's Tonya Badaming is typically is not right Proof kana wana fe in the platform.
Yeah, sure, that was it. And about Lumne Kondiwa, there's just Facebook and Instagram. You know, man, I live in the UK, but I follow Gambian sport. Yeah, the platform because if so anyway, newsy like even how to call it even sorry, even newspaper they write about it. So the amazing news site you able to see it. And all that there are sport journalists in Hamden, you need Facebook and stuff. They are registered sport journalists. You have so-called sport journalists in Hamden, you use Facebook and stuff. I'm with Ben Lansing. They just keep on stealing stuff from all coming over here from 40 and other people. But there are sport journalists in Hamden, you use Facebook and other sites in Hamden. People can follow them for authentic Gambian news. Most of the thing they put out there are sentiment. So I think what about hello, I mean, let us not just follow any person on social media. Let's follow authentic people. Like Jollof Football Bantaba movie, you know it's reliable because the people posting are responsible people. So I think we should follow those kind of sides too. I think yeah, basically that's it. Man, I feel mean to be some more again when I indie because I think bad them by have direct communication to Gumfoot. So I think that will help if they snake in it before you post information. Let them verify it. Let them know like nyom page where because it's out there. Like you follow. We have a say because we obviously we following it to see what they're gonna put there. So yeah, basically man promote a guy so that they know what to post and like what to post about people's personal life and stuff.
Mm. Yeah, yeah. You're right. You're right.
Chama, Chama, can I come in for a second, please? Bala Uncle Babu di ñëw just dafa am lu ma bëgg a ñambaas rek, please. Yeah, no, bu ma fi def ke. Naam, kan moo ñëw ndaa? Waaw, okay, nan daa ñëw then after ma ñëw.
Hey, Al, mom.
Non, boy, ndaa suma, hanga yéen,
But you don't know what about that for me. You don't get it better.
because Baba Demba, Baba, ite be bori kan yede, hanga ndaa su ñëwee Baba daf dee daw. Acca rek.
Ah,
Omar,
Baba fooy dem
But I'm going to
Omar,
stop. I'm not
non,
going
Uncle Babu,
Baba
Baba.
man waxuma si yow ni nuyu naa leen noo leen def nag moo leen di nuyu bu baax waaye
Cool.
maa ngi déglu waxtaan bi moom am na solo bu baax a baax Omar congrats ak sa team bi ñu
thank
leen di
you,
wis
thank you so much. Thank you.
ñu leen di wis good luck waaw waaw ñun daal ñun ko liggéey rek ori Habib soo leen liggéey wutee ñu wax ko de soo leen liggéeyee tamit dinañ ko wax but ñu ngi leen di wis good luck seen seen lii nii man leena rek laa bëgg a wax si contribution ma bëgg a yokk mooy si affaire yi Gamfoot bi ngeen a Baba Demba wax leen Gamfoot dëgga loolu moo nekk wax bi nekkul use rek wax bi du use moo ko moom wante nekkul use ñeneen ñi ndoo yu nekk foofu noonu di binda di wax loolu mooy problème bi ñooñu ñoo nekk di yaaxa turi use but use nekkul di def dara yeneen ndoo yu nekk foofu noonu di binda di am problème ñoo xam ne dañoo am problème ak yenn players yi di binda lu leen neex di dem si private yi players yi loolu doo ko def am na yenn yoo xam ne nii recently rek affaire yi James bii nii yëpp loolu am na yoo xam ne nii am na fooy em loolu du ñoom seen affaire you are talking about sport emal si sport rek nga bàyyi si affaire yi lifestyle yi ñeneen yi ñoo nekk di duga loolu du yow du sa yow sa plateforme bi nga ibi moo nekk pour wax affaire yi sport emal si affaire yi sport boobu noonu place yi luñ def lu right nga wax luñ def lu wrong si football ak yooyu noonu nga def waaye daf dee dugga ba si private place yi di wax yoo xam ne nii loolu doo ko def loolu is not done so Gamfoot bu mu am ñëw di wax yenn yi fii nii yéen wax leen ko loolu leen ko war a use moom is the but am na ñeneen ñu nekk si ron ñoo xam ne ñoo nekk di liggéeyal use ñoo nekk di def the right thing man suma boppa sax man bina naa use am na time boo xam ne nii dama am pour call Habib mu jox ma number ma call use lu nekk am lu ma ko waxut mu excuse ma ne ma non dinaa wax ak yooyu noonu ak waxa gaay ak yooyu noonu nii ak nii because of am na yoo xam ne nii mu ngi ko bëggoon na mu ngi dem di ma ko accuse ak yooyu noonu di wax te loolu moom moo nekk problème so ndoo yum jël ñooñu di nekk di wax ñooñu ñoo am problème ak yeneen players yi ñoom ñooñu ne am na si ñoo xam ne sax dañoo laaj players yi dara players yi bañ leen ko wax ñuy dem di binda players di wax yenn players yi man xam naa man maa ngi ci biir foofu noonu lu nekk dama ko dee dégg affaire yi Yankuba yii nii nañ bàyyi xale bi si jaamam ñun Gambien bi ñun ñoo nekk jël xaay bi yëpp ekkati ko ne Yankuba man depuis xam nga ñaata at a ngi nii Facebook awma message dama ko block dama génnee message dama ko disactivate because of messages yu bari yu ma daan nekk di am ma génnee loolu noonu man mën nga maa message Facebook ba soxna duma ko gis so nañ bàyyi xale bi si jaamam ñu ngi jël xale bi ekkati ko foo xam ne teg ko pression boo xam ne nii agut foofu xale kii agaagut foofu noonu kii si développe la nekka te dina fa aaga waaye ñun Gambien bi ñu ñoo ko jël ekkati ko def ko foo xam ne nii kii agaagut foofu noonu xale bu ndaw ñaata yees la am so nañ ko may peace Yankuba si environment bu mu jógee ak suñ ko bëggee nekk di ko compare fii nen Lamine Yamal fii nii it's a big problem du benn sax environment buñ jógee nekkul benn
So leen seetaat ñun suñ gars yi naka lañ dee doxale especially ñoo xam ne nii most of problème yi nga dee am nii yëpp si li ñoo wax naan journaliste yi ñi nekkoon journaliste they are so called journalists because ñoo xam ne ñu ngi si journalisme bi nekk si right place bi duñ nekk di def yenn yii nii ñoo xam ne ñoo ibbi seen plateforme bi boppa ñoo nekk di def yenn yi loolu lan nga si mën a wax doo si mën a wax ñoom seen Facebook la seen Instagram la what you can do but anyways baaw dema yow sa boss sa plateforme bi sax yow dañ ko war a wax because yow foo jàngee journalisme yow sa boppa yow ah te yow yaa ngi
Well,
tamit
I'll be after. Chama be after. Yeah, be after.
amul affaire de
Cool down.
fooy daw
wax naa leen Baba Demba su moo bari
Bademba
affaire
Bademba
Baba Demba su moo bari affaire de all and down kan moo call down kan moo call down mu ñëw
ay man yàgg naa déglu fii de man yàgg naa toog ne
Yaga
bàyyi
na
fu ma
déglu
dugal
de
si yëpp
dafa yaga déglu rek.
non gis naa la was man moom rek laa doon xaar mu dugga si rek ñu call la nga dugga si rek nga ñëw moom dafa calm down xaw ma lu xew de
But now, why
xaw ma
you
lu
never
xew
see
de
journalist?
yéen ñaar naa
Journalist,
leen
waaw
yéen
Omar,
ñaar
Omar
yow
mi
yaa
la
baaba
déglu.
yow yaa Baba
man
Demba
Omar, Omar
baaba
mi
yow
la déglu.
baaba yow kañ nga fi nekk journaliste bay interview di am di interview ak yooyu yëpp te yaa ngi koo def ah
Thank you, Chama, support my wife. Dimbele ma.
No, why nda bul yaha sum programme bi bo mom sum special programme this is very
Thank you, Kawan.
interesting.
Thank you, Kawan. Thank you, Kawan.
Bo
I don't know
mom man ko
Omar Joe
support
na
na ko
kena.
mom.
non
Omar
waaye
Joe
xam nga
till
ne
the platform ora.
Mane da nga war a indi daana da nga war a indi daa interview boobu ma mediate ko.
No, interview
Wow,
na
wow,
ndadi.
wow, wow.
non kii man la kii interview na ma waaye adama bàyyi leen man ma nekk ma continuer si lu ma nekk
Tata.
waaye
Thank you,
Thank you
yang
so much,
wirda
boss.
Ndaa soo
ma.
xëccee cruise bi nga
Okay, thank
ñaanal
you
ñu.
so much.
Soo
Aba
xëccee
wirda
waaw
la
cruise
de.
bi nga ñaanal ñu.
yal na yàlla nangu ñaan yëpp incha allah
Waaw amin.
Amen.
Uncle Babu.
Yes.
Uncle Babu na ñëw balaa Uncle Babu den Omar. Waaw da Uncle Babu ñëw den ñu jël Omar.
Semua guy, no, def yun ang iba. Nice man. Yeah, Omar, thank you for coming over. I think it's important. Journalism is a very big stakeholder when it comes to everything in the world league. It's not only on football. And then football, mom, full pilangensi. It's just rather unfortunate when it comes to Gambia. Mololo. It will all boil down to capacity wise and then getting to understand come your responsibilities as a journalist and then I'm not a lot of influence yung nga xam ne moo nekk di cause tamit the unrealistic narration of how our journalists are living around the sport for eternity tamit so loolu tamit mu ngi si you talk about the influence of the JFF you talk about exposed to opportunities within the football league mooy loolu daal da ngaa gis ne tamit is only one way la gaay de mun a exhaler out of living waaye because capacity bi nekku fa academically pour mun a stand alone sa bopp nga defend a lot of things nekk na lu nga xam ne it's definitely different and then to your team that is coming in new bro you definitely have a very big work to do probably mun nga ñaanu yàlla I'm not praying for it waaye mun ngeen a dem ba jeexal sax the narration will not change dafa toxic ba pare dafa toxic because we have a lot of people that are a lot of things that are very unethical when it comes to sending information, especially relating to our sport. Jël nañ Foot as an example why we have a lot of things that are living. We also have a lot of things that we need to investigate and feed back to the public and regularly and with regards to how our football is going. And a lot of people are not ready to invest on those things to make sure that the reality that is on the ground is also shown to the general public. And then most of the mediums tamit you gonna farm you gonna digger you nga xam ne that you guys can work with they are not in the modern day fastest way of transmission comme Baba Demba num kon waxee fii like Peter Gomez dina def radio programme mu dem ba jeexal 30 wala 50 nit ñoo koo déglu Ford na def benn post bam 1000 people déglu ne 1000 people get access to it so mu ngi laa wax ne even because mu ngi change mu ngi transform and that is why all these big media houses now they are going to Facebook they're going to TikTok then TikTok platform like to make sure that okay, even if you cannot get them through the TV, they will still watch some of our snaps in TikTok. They watch our snaps in YouTube. That is why most of these platforms, I mean, mu ngi am short video trend bu nga xam ne even su nekkee guddul sax waaye they will make it short to make sure that na nga dugal is snapchat to tell the people what you have been info or what you were doing offline or what you were doing in a different medium of communication. So I think tamit that's it. Why all in all, I am wishing you guys a good luck on your tenure. Di leen wax ne tamit yeah, there should be a lot of collaboration that you can do within yourself. Bring everybody on board, whether professional na, whether jàng na ko, whether jàngut ko. Naneka within the football, and then you have a conversation about how are you going to how are they going to support you as an executive to make sure that there is a sense of direction as to our way of living. At least you develop a code of conduct, develop a strategy during the tenure. So these are all things you have once you do them. And gars yi ci seen bopp rek daf dee lifin Gambien moom dafa neex a yóbbaale su si gisee boppam rek daf dee lii so I think doing that will definitely because most of these people am big platforms yi yëpp some of them comme noo ko waxee they are self owned so you cannot tell them what to do but if you bring them in and then ngeen strategize ngeen constructively criticize and then talk to each other about some of the ways in which you can improve your platform. You would sell living. Because it's not only fake news that a lot of people say fake news will sell easier and then they're not paying. All these platforms are not paying. So there's no essence of nice fake news. Facebook failed Gambia. TikTok failed Gambia. YouTube failed Gambia. Campeh failed Gambia. So selling a fake news tamit amu ben jëriñ amul la ben jëriñ. So at the end of the day, man that's why I don't like Facebook because Allahu Akbar ñu dee nekk si comment section si so yàlla baax na daal waaye all in all that I think yeah this conversation should continue and then maybe come kii nu ko waxee all the last time you bring in experts that were there before we have very old journalists yu nga xam ne they're still alive and then at least in one way or the other maybe some of these ambitions musoon nañ ko yaaga amuñ lifin you discuss with them let them give you discuss plans you strategize and then at the end of the day at least balaa seen te ñuy jeex di ngeen am at least a more living daal more engaging activities yu nga xam ne you can do within the journalist community and then at the end of the day dina jàpp tamit mu gën ñoo jox a more positive spread of information or at least realistic information waaye comme di ko half baked information yu nga xam ne amalu la leer tey kii mu wax la ëllëg kële mu wax la lële dafa yaaga indi the toxicness in our football rek so all in all daal with regards to this platform moom foog naa fii rek laa mën a ñëwee because we are basically discussing about your you and your team and your new executive. So that's it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you very much, Uncle. Thank you so much, Chama. It was a pleasure, definitely, to be here. And then, rest assured, pointing a hamantene ni race nañ ko fini. His goodness, my colleague bi mu ngi fi dal saa yoo xam ne dafa guddi te jigéen la moo tax mu teddi. You know, it's well noted. I mean, this is something that we always will participate in because platforms in you know, you need dañ ci dee jàngal trop. And then you know we will always be knocking on your doors to seek for advices and then how we can better loo xamante ne ni ñun ñëpp ñoo ko moom so it's for all of us you know people were there before me and I'm just gonna come and go you know so lu ma war mooy jub ak you know si li nga xamante ne ni mooy yoon and anything that we need to do is for the interest of Gambian sports. While all the points in Hamantini has been raised here are very, 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 very important. And we should we should definitely take note. You know, we are not taking anything for granted. You know, content na Trop Chama. Thank you so much, everybody, for the opportunity, Tamit, that we have to come here and then talk to. It has been a productive discussion, honestly, a very, very productive one, and I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Omar balanga dem Omar. Boy,
Now,
Mema Chama, Omar, balanga dem Omar. Then the journalist ni that she used 70 TV ni. Do you have someone who travel with them? Because from nekani yen dengan need for am lolu no for travel up the U17, U20, even senior team be for muna feed me. Okay, not
yeah,
nene because man remember before when we were young, national team used to travel in Mali Jones Qatar. And you can tune into Radio Gambia direct. Mali Jones, you feel like you are the stadium, the way Mulumo commentate and everything, and you are talking about Mali Jones. This is
yeah,
about how many years ago? And them days, technology, I mean, media and everything, it wasn't like that them days. But we can watch the game through Mali Jones. So now, are you looking forward towards of those kind of stuff through your journalists to be traveling with the national team to feed people back home? Because obviously, the Gam football, Gam TV, QTV, what about football? But we don't watch game. We have to struggle. Chama, Kerok Chama, your fee, Yafi don't comment. So hot set on a magic universe. So set on a magic universe because people are not watching it live and direct. I'm
yeah,
the whole channels at Funyo set on a games. We don't have it. So
yeah,
if you can get provide or you get try put the no. I know that the funds and stuff like that are but difficult. And I know the people you are dealing with, they want you to be on their side if you want to travel. I know all those
yeah,
politics as well. Nah,
yeah,
I don't like alba fonso create la nyaji le pour mo at least yal ma koy den al bajale ko you're not going to depend on GFF or any other person if even if this GFF is gone there will be another GFF obviously so
yeah,
yen da ngeen wara am pour dem su fekkene nekul ak GFF bi ni sax the same camp but you can still have yen da ngeen wara am pour travel pour feed the people in the Gambia because Gambia doing set am duñ ko dee am fuñ koo seetaan people will be struggling in Facebook ñu ngi struggle boy amuloo link bu ma seetaan boy fan nga mun a seetaanee match bi nii waaye su amee journalist yoo xam ne comme like lu ma ko waxee them days Peter was traveling Mali Jones was traveling with the national team
But Malik was
te
not
that
an
day
institution, Baba Demba. Malik was
yes but I
sponsored by
understand yeah
DRPS.
but this is what I'm saying if I this association olomdoma if I loring it
yeah.
formally
That's
so
why
if
they
form
need to
sort
be
of
part of the
your
press
form sort of
union and they can lobby for it.
Exactly. They can lobby and have stuff and start traveling with the team, and then you can feed the people in Gambia. Until Jango can tell you, Chama kero money don't fight match. Man, no more Chama mo na goalkeeper bini. I was funny because Gambian told father.
Yeah, but Baba, but this point is very important. Let me raise that. It's very very important. Like colleagues traveling to cover games, But come Alpha na Yafo Nyame, the association Meminkela, for example, when it comes to AFCON, we know now it's entirely on the ministry. So the ministry, the last time, they have spots for journalists, maybe 6, 7, or 8 spots for journalists for the national team. So Sifa, when we have those spots, we can able to help facilitate for the journalists to travel. But at this level, we have to see because most of the times we have not tried it yet. But I know they will say it's fun. The GFF, I mean. What we can do, maybe like you suggested, maybe like to figure out something or means, on how to help uh, colleagues to travel with these national teams. But most important thing is most of us belong to media houses. So media chiefs don't have interest in all these tournaments, you know. So if your media house don't have interest in a tournament that Gambia is participating, what difficult purite tama, But then the media house, like any other country, Senegal, when the national team is traveling, it doesn't matter. Even the senior, it doesn't matter which national team is traveling. So the media houses have interest, in all the national team categories. So they make sure they help the reporter to even access accreditation, have it, and also fund the reporter's trip. But media houses here don't do that. So it entirely lies on the reporter to go find sponsorship for traveling. So maybe what we can do at our level. Yeah. The Malik Jones you're talking
I
about.
don't know who was follow ya.
Yeah, the Malik Jones you're talking about. The opportunities normally comes for state media like GRTS. Well, mostly they have free packages. But private media houses don't have those privileges. So it depends on Ila Media chief all if they have interest of sending you. Some of us, we travel to all these big tournaments not because of our media houses took us or they've sent us there. No, we had all these opportunities through our personal connections. So that's how
Yeah,
tough.
but yeah, I can fully remember the national team was playing somewhere. I don't know where was it.
Yeah,
My Campeh, yes. We told senior player we contributed to
exactly.
Ala
So
fly
it's
Ala.
exactly.
Yeah, but I saw get I
Yeah,
don't want because at the end of the day,
Baba, Baba,
it's like we back to zero, you know.
Baba.
yeah,
Last year, like, oh, just to elaborate what Omar said, we've seen the GRTS GFF saga, whereby now our I think last AFCON qualifiers, we played our first game in Senegal, and GRTS wrote to the federation asking that they need to pay them that 8 million for the match coverage. So that
exactly.
was so if they cannot sort those little issues between themselves to get somebody from the Sport Journalists Association is definitely going to be difficult. But this is where, as far as they are a branch of the Gambia Press Union, these are things that they can lobby for through the National Assembly Sport Committee, through the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Instead of taking people from the ministry who will not do jack whatever, sorry for my language, it's better to take a journalist who will report on the national team. But
Yeah,
then again, it is what it is for Gambia. Done.
yeah, but it's important. Baba raised a very important point. So for us also, we will see means. Even if we are going to look at partnerships, I know the ministry is definitely open to working with us. I was talking to Bakari. I think he said he's traveling today to America. He's gonna come back on the 28th. And then he is definitely happy to receive us. And then we are going to talk about a lot of things. That we can work together as the ministry and then the association. So let's hope for the best. Let's hope for the best. But it would have been better if the media houses are keen on this, are keen on the development and the exposure of their reporters. Lolo is going to make things very, very easy for some. And it's even sad that some of the colleagues will be on Facebook begging, go for me, that they want to go to AFCON, they want to go to this tournament. It's sad. Journalists can go that low,
No, it's not even
seek,
right. It's not right to to be
exactly,
going.
seeking
Yeah.
donation online, begging for people to contribute for their travel. So all those things, sometimes you cannot blame them. You cannot blame them. It's wrong, to be honest. It's wrong. Some of us cannot do. You cannot do that. But then, as an association, these are things that we can talk even with the JFF. I mean, we can open a discussion with them to say, look, if there's a package, because I know there are always opportunities for journalists to be included in packages like this. So we need to open up. I know the GNOC, when it comes to Olympic Games and other activities outside, there are packages. For example, the London Games, I mean the Birmingham Games, all those that went packages from the GNOC, and the GNOC will reach out. Most of them, they reach out to the SJAG and even the ministry. Bakari said that every AFCON we have slots for the SJAG for members. Which maybe is a topic of another time, and how things were done. But
I hope he is not just going to. I hope he will implement whatever he tells you, and not to be the politician that he is and just sugarcoat things to make you people happy.
No. We are only using the line. We
I'm
just
just
wait.
saying, man, I'm not man, I'm not a journalist. Man, I'm just saying I hope politicians
No,
are just politicians. And
no.
if
So
you're going to
thing
meet
more.
Bakari, do me a favor, please. Omar.
He can sugarcoat, but the most important thing, Moy, I know him of a very gentleman, so anything that what we are doing, you either sugarcoat or you bitter coat. It's for the interest of the membership. So if you are not calling us for that, then dafa jafe pour ñu mën a collaborate, which I'm sure would not be the case. Everybody definitely will collaborate, and then we are open. We have to collaborate. Journalism has gone beyond building enemies or whatever. But even though you're so nice, and then you're building partnerships, it has to be based on principles, and then professionalism. So loolu la ñoo doxalee. Why there is hope. There is hope, and what we can do more gomne, there is hope, and then we work on that, and then we see where it it leads us. But the most important thing, more, we are going to call on everybody, all the institutions in this country. I mean, sports institutions in this country. We are going to open our doors to you to see that we work together, for the betterment of our football and for our sports.
Wow, hanga sa swap president bisi was, so I think, wow.
Del
So
Horawa.
finally, man, fuma Daniel Moy, because yangi la an important issue Moy, the issue of the Afcon report, because I remember not more than 2 months ago, Bumademon Aknani, see office minister, just to find out issue stadium be and other important issue. So Afcon report we both on Watan, and last year one the 2021 report, because we are very much interested 2020 report be, but Bobu no mom, I am not sure guiding published 2021 report be, because we try to make so whatever we could for a word from the minister to give us assurance, but that wasn't the case. So having said that, 2023 report be lumyu aso moy, because mistake we you guys defon si 2021 be bugun mu repeat si 2023. So meaning waxon na ne sa guy dañoo publish report bi ñu ne ko no when mu ne xamut exact date, because guy fum jaar ñu war a submit seen report yi yëpp guy the different subcommittees yi guy submit nañ léegi ñoom they are waiting on the final report, the publish affaires yi. So wax na ne tamit they are partners also ñoo xam ne contribute nañ during the course of the AFCON 2023 bi tamit, they will come on, invite them to dinner or either cocktail then they move on. But hopefully, I know come learning what I mean, journalists is our responsibility to find out. Everything will not be known to us unless you go beyond the words that have been given to us, because not every time really they just on the surface, Lord one underneath. Again, guiding ko gain whether it's going to be better or not. Really, that's not the journalist pour you find out to dig more beyond, it's another thing. But is that the reality? Munga been the facts on the report, but is that the truth? It's completely different. But hopefully, yaakaar naa ne report bi because tamit guide nañ dina fa dem te dina mën a tontu yeneen façon cadre yoo xam ne guide nañ ko laajte regarding the AFCON. So hopefully we will also do our bit. But I think journalism in this country, sometimes people blame some sport journalists but yaakaar naa ne liggéey bi nu mu fa demee la capacity gap bi moo nekk the biggest challenge which I think this executive will try to do the utmost best the former executive fu ñu em ni ñu continuer si loolu noonu because
ban liggéey naka la fa dee demee liggéey bi naka la fa dee demee
ban façon liggéey
non
sana
naka la fa dee demee nga ne liggéey bi nu mu fa dee demee naka la fa dee demee
nakee waa this is not Arsenal Manchester de ba ma fuloo rek liggéey bi because nga I mean liggéey bu ñoo def nii is léegoo-léeg sa consent bi moo laa may si liggéey booy def whether it's right or not sometimes you look at the ethical aspect bi nga xool principles yi ak sa morality tamit so dafa àndaal lu bëri dafa laajte sacrifice so ndax ñëpp dafa laajte ko def loolu tamit another thing ba pare tamit suñ ko dañu am a lot of challenge tamit yoo xam ne you cannot blame them 100% sometimes so but again lu gën a am solo mooy this executive dañoo def all our best comme ñu ko waxee rek to make sure ñu mën a def suñ bit and we know we are not perfect and we can't be perfect loolu moom that we can guarantee you that we as a young executive we will do or maybe perhaps nañ am some hiccups or mistakes along the line but we will make sure we do the right thing always inshallah god willing so hopefully we will get to work because already am nañ sun first meeting tey because we just received our official handing over the last Wednesday so we began work officially di jéem a xool suñ stratégie si action plan yi ñu war a def so yaakaar naa ne through the course of the months or the upcoming years we believe so many things we will be able to do our bit to change it but again you can only force a horse to the pond but doo ko mën a forcer mu because but lu gën a important mooy capacity building loolu moom is one of the most important factor boo xam ne nañ si focus tamit inshallah
waaw bàyyi jërëjëf jërëjëf
so bu leen fàtte pour follow suñ social media pages yi Facebook bi Instagram suñ ex account bi tamit ngeen follow ko and hopefully website bi tamit when it is up and running to revitalize yeah inshallah
waaw jàmm jërëjëf rek comme lu ma ko waxee woon rek di gërëm ñëpp and then to be honest sant tamit Mr. Del moom it he is a very very good team player and then the entire executive the one rek platforms like this is going to be here to listen you just have to throw anything on us because I'm gonna so when you hold public offices uh, you need to have that open door policy bi nga xamante ne ni you have to welcome criticisms so ñun ñu ngi fi pour loolu we are taking everything we are taking advices from all from everybody so dafa depend rek nuñ ko jëlee ak nuñ ko jëfee so anyone koo xamante ne ni feels like he has an advice or anything you can knock on our doors to see how best we can work together. And about the issue of reaching out to other media platforms, we are all one. We should be united because muy Jollof Football Bantaba, muy Star FM, muy Gum Food, we are all one. So ñun ñëpp lu ñu tax a jóg mooy gis ne Gambian football move na from where it is right now to another level. So gisuma lan moo tax mënuñoo liggéeyandoor. I know you, I interact with you, but what we want to do, we want to reach out to everybody. So hey, Gumfoot musuma waha guy, why did I try? I reach out to them. Come noko suggested the last time, no. And I don't know them, but I know they are very committed when it comes to Gambian football development. Even though most of us, comme ni ko Sawane waxe, they have their way of doing things. But we can all discuss and talk and then see how best we can work together for the betterment of our football and for our sports. Après xam nga na na si ñëpp jàppa daal, because Gambian football moom the role that you are playing, like I told Al when we met, the role that you are playing, it's very very important. Comme lu ma waxee woon si in the beginning, when you share this, everybody listens. What are Jollof football Bantaba people saying today? That's like when you go to the GFF office or any other office, they will say, okay, what is Gamfood saying today? So da nga gis ne in one way or the other ñu ngi play a part, and then yéen a ngi provoke a discussion si nga xamante ne ni is for the betterment of our game. So platforms like this, they are very 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 important. Headlines can come from these, discussions can come from this for radio shows again and anything. So let's keep talking, and then just to end with, anytime I know, anytime you feel like okay, the SJAG is moving astray, man, I know album Al dina ame martom, so we can all come together to say no, this is not the way, Omar. That is the way. Lolu moy man lolu la gom mo gën nga tok sa corner and talk things yi nga xamantene urul la. Just call Omar, call Del, call anybody, Sadio, Modulamin, to say, bro, this is not what exactly should be the way. And we owe it to you too, because it's all part of journalism. What you're doing is journalism. So we are representing all of you, and that's why you should serve as watchdogs. Still in your def. So ñoo jël kat direct xëccaleen noppay rek nga naan san bu ñu yeb lii mooy yoon bi, and then we have to change direction. Loolu la kese, man I'm always welcome, always. Man moom nit sooy ñëw sa nga naa ma ne nga ma tagga di ma tagga su yàggee I'm gonna run away from you. But when you face me and tell me things genuinely, I hold you with my whole heart. So on that note, when I grim, and then Santalen, and then wish us all well, and then say SJG is here for all of us. Thank you so much. Wow, 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 no, gars dañ war di ñëw sax. Waaw dañ war di ñëw di ñëw jël si headlines yi.
Campeh bi dama ko de dama dee browse nii déglu nii rek waaye sometimes daf dee fekk fu ma dee nekk rek dama dee nekk si beneen Campeh so environment bi du dee friendly but dinaa ko bugg di waaw waaye dinaa bugg di join. We really enjoyed it. Let me speak for myself. I'm sure the president also enjoy being part of this platform, especially talking about the SJG.
This is home. This is
Man tamit,
home. Uh-huh.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
yeah, it's really incredible. And mbir bi moom give and take la rek. Sharing information la. Ba pare we are learning from you people also, and I'm sure all the conversation boo xam ne loolu ngeen fi wax in one way or the other, is also going to make us, look forward to where we can also improve on some shortcomings, which is really incredible. So to all of you, ñoo xam ne ñu ngi si platform bi, we are grateful, and we will try to do our utmost best, pour mun a gis ne loo xam ne is the right thing ñu def ko, because leneen la comme Omar nu mu ko waxee, we are not perfect. We are young people. When you are young, you are always ambitious. I know journalists love criticizing people. For me, people like us, they said we criticize too much. But again, we want all, pour ni tamit di whole loo xam ne is not right. Ba pare gars yi teg ñu si yoon, because we are not perfect. Dañoo def mistake. So loolu moo gën a important. Loolu mooy life. And looking forward to be back again si campaign bi, inshallah.
waaye caama moo ne waxal gaay ne waxi campagne nag ne warut a make headline de.
No, Pa. Dama bëgg soon report bi mu make headlines. Man, I personally contacted an MP I know. Few days, I think day before yesterday, Bakari Baji was in parliament.
Okay.
I dama text benn MP ne ko laajal ma ko passport report bi. Because
Yeah,
you see
nag de war
taxpayers
naa
money,
génne
you
léegi.
cannot go AFCON with more than $100 million being spent. Ba pare waxuloo nit yi na nga def mu ngi tane. Fii leen jël ku book flight yi 2023 AFCON bi. We don't even know. We could have a whole generation of football players. Nobody seems to talk about it. These are things that we have to talk about because it's a serious action. Lord, we are lucky, but people's life we are at risk. I hope that Sport Journalist Association. I've been harsh with you tonight, but then again, te seen nit ki Habib daal mu ngi leen doon defend waaye ñu ne banta daal su tooyee daal fa nga ko dee jubanteel because we cannot give you time. Adama Barrow nii leen toogoon di ko wax fii ne Adama Barrow nañ ko jox time nañ ko jox time nañ ko jox time fu mu nekk nii Sénégal mu ñëw laaj courant ne dem leen amee kay
wala ko ala ngay ñëw.
na non yéen tam mënoon leen a jox bante ñu yéen den leen a attack from the onset. We are not going to give you time de ñun yow
ala ngay
ñun yéen lañ yaakaar.
Around Barrow is giving all these privileges. Yep. Around Barrow, they talk about how body healthcare.
exactly.
Habib
So you know, you compare to them.
Habib baalal ma rectify la nga ne ñun ñii leen yaakaar ñun ñëpp ñu ne ñii leen yaakaar ñu fa nekkoon yow sa bopp nga ne defuñ fa dara so gis nga ñu fa nekk nii put them on their feet as always. Why definitely thank you for coming, man. Really did enjoy it.
Man, I have very high hopes on this coming
Wow.
boy.
More than that, we have to start early on them.
No, sawaay su jëlee place bul commencé ak moom loo xam ne la ëllëg ak si dafa def dara mënuloo see wax because ñëpp luñ laa seetee mooy kii suma waay la ñëpp loolu lañ laa seetee so moo taxit ji comme léegi ñu fa nekkee ñëpp xam nañ ne day people are looking up to them. They should hit the ground running. That's it. I mean, come Abib Numa, I have definitely high hopes for this new executive, honestly, to tell you the truth. But I know there's a lot of things that they have to fix. There's a lot of things that they have to fix. And hopefully, with Omar Nico sent executive Kumase, it's really promising, trying to bring everybody together, even though Amulo control over some of them. You cannot force them to be part of the association. This is an association that needs to look at the welfare of their own members. And trying to promote a professionalism. But I mean, it's up to the membership, to make sure that new league, to hold their leaders accountable. Buñ mel ni beneen SJAG bu fa nekkoon nga xam ne seen temps sax dafa jeex mënuñoo vacate office and nobody's gonna can do scrutinize. Can do scrutinize. We wanna see the way you hold people accountable. You should be able to make sure that you can hold some people accountable first.
Yeah, that's important.
Make sure that get some proper AGMs and on time.
Yeah.
And whatever is meant for the public, it goes to the public. And also trying to promote professionalism from your own members.
Yeah.
It's not ethical because we rely too much on the journalists to inform the public. Either good or bad. You go and hold coaches accountable. You hold coaches accountable, administrators accountable. So yen cholen by yon bi ñan ñoo leen war a hold accountable. It's something
The
that
public.
we need to. loolu moo taxit di ni lose interest because dañ feel ne those things yoo xam ne they are really really small things but they are important to the general public. Most of your countries don't care about it. They don't care about integrity. The integrity is one of the most important things. Like what I just said, he excused himself from all TRC, functions, all platforms. Great. This is what we wanted to see. Even though Anna and you talk to Elisa, then Omar is still part of TRC. It's up to them. But Omar did the honorable thing and and move vacate all platforms. This is what we wanted to see. We wanted to see fair and balance.
So
And
definitely, when we on
yeah.
election, immediately, he said it right. He's going to quit all, groups you have the move at, and it is conflicted. So
Well,
Lolo Mom is
you know,
something that he
we
said the piece long
we
since,
pardon him.
which
We
is really
pardon him.
great.
We know what is happening. We know what is happening. So man, do we talk the or Abib we talk the or Kenan, ñu nekk at TRC. ñu ne xamante nañ. I comme lu ñoo wala rek ñun journalist yi ñoo nekk the voice of the public. ñun football lañ am ñoo nekk the voice of football. Sa xarit ko su fekkee ne sa rakk la sax wala sa mag ndeya bàyyi nga gis ko mu def dara hold them accountable in the most professional way. waxuñ ne nga witch on kenn waxuñ ne nga waruloo faral kenn you should be there fair and balance. Once ñu ngi gis loolu rek we should be good and we am nañ high regard with the SJAG. su ko defee léegi plateforme yu bëri sax war nañoo mën a toog sax ñu seetaat seen bopp comme like man ak keneen ak keneen ak keneen. We will still try to talk dinañ wax duñ noppi suñ gisee lu jaar yoon nañ ko wax. Comme li ma wax Sadio bu la rek man bi maa ñëw TRC kenn indiwut ma waaye ma ne ko ne soo demee ba win ba nekk office sax ma gis la the first thing nga bàyyi yoon sax I'll be the first one to go against you, which is no, because interest of Gambia more war to supersede everything. So I mean, hey, we'll take this opportunity to wish all of you a good luck, and hopefully, sooner than later, then get a good transformation of the SJAG, and get by the invite in outside was celebrity get by some own and think about the ex-players. Think about how you can try to remember those that have sacrificed, especially in Gambian sports. Started giving them recognition when they are alive. Man lu rek la am pour advice them. Don't make it easy for nobody. Can make sure you just try to do. The interest of SJAG is what loolu ngeen fa nekk foog ngeen take care of the interest of your own members, but also as well the public is watching and we are watching closely.
Jaama xaaral de man
Xam nga
ñëwoon
ñii
naa
dañ
sax
dee nelaw
non
caama
man
ñii dañ dee nelaw ba eewu ñu
Binta
bloqué
dafa
suñu
nelaw ba
tànk bi
eewu de.
continuer.
Binta dafa nelaw ba eewu.
waral man duggoon naa sax de ma génnaat waaye baba de woo fi doon tas seen ma link non seen ma link bi àllo su ma xol mi la dee dog bu nga xam di war a place ku seen way amuloo link nga seen ma boy am ku nekk di boy amuloo sa ba bu mayee loolu tuuti laayi laa dee ma si bu yàggee nañ ñu koŋ-koŋ suma bunta bi de no way honestly lim na wax lo wone away dafa funny tey man naa jël place am last ka but I think Omar ak gars yi record dañ fi seet dafa guma ne kenn mus na fi yaagee nii de depuis ma 11 la start here it's
Ma
to
ne
it's
they
to
are on the
4
other side of the mic so dañ ko war a ñeme.
waa day moom waaye dégg naa kii Habib mu ngi wax ne dañ leen teeroo buga taka gaay nek tay maa ngi doon dégg Habib bu man maa ngi doon dugaa ka génna waaye yeah man daal so am naa su pare laa ko ñëw dégluwaat comme su pare laa ko déglu parce que fu mu nekk nii moom waaye xam naa ne yaaga nañ fi wax te xam naa ne yaaga nañ de te luñ fi wax I just hope ne ñen nañ si jëlee lu bari at the end of the day yeah The guy ñoom dinañ bring about change. You are new close chapter bi. Yaaga na like depuis 11 before. First to four. Waaw waaw noonu la. And maa ngi dégg kii nii Del mu ngi doon wax every Friday moom campé bi moom every Friday la. Waaw ñun we are always here every Friday. And I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna, because if they interactive stuff, you will get to learn one or two things.
Yeah. Nañ try léegoo léeg Friday bi ñu def ko si suñ calendar bi incha allah.
Money, well, I'm gonna Gambia. The Fonduro in learn a motion problem. Anytime since I'm a game against Senegal, I don't know. Not like could they prepare. I don't know how we prepare towards those games, but I know the preparations towards those game are very, very important. It looks like the senior team, the junior team, see, it looks like anytime you play Senegal, then they deal on unnecessary pressure, unnecessarily. I don't know how they prep before the game. How we're they prepare, but I know that we can easily see that we get into the game with a lot of pressure. You know, that's one area. I think we played two different halves. You know, I see some really really good talents in the team, but we need to find a way, a blueprint of how we wanted to play. Because there are moments in the game, we control the game a little bit, individual brilliance, and how we can connect those things, on a playing pattern. I'm not in a pattern. We want to knock the ball and move from defense to forward, but are we doing it on a more consistent basis? You know, it's something. But I think I sit back again and look at all these things and feel like we need to have a DNA. We need to have a blueprint of how we wanted to play. And I think this is something that we need to go back to the coaches when they want the drawing board, and that is not only the under 20, but it's all our national teams. Like the far easy trop. Why Tay, we will have this kind of a performance. At some point in the game, we struggle to put passes together. At some point, we can't even control games. At this level, at this junior level, we should be able to match our opponents. Because Senegal, when it comes to talent, open your talent. When it comes to talent, open your talent. But I mean, again, the big difference is the technical approach of how we approach these games. And you could see Senegal so more resilient, and then and you could see that they have a plan, even though when you consider 2 goal down, 2-1 down. You know, from that moment on, you knew that they trying to build pressure again. So they wait for certain moments. And I think we struggle in terms of defensively. It's something that has to be fixed. The goals we considered is just they just could have been easily avoided. So it's the beginning of the competition, crucial because we only have 2 games to play. Now it means the Mali game. It's we have 2 options. It's a game which is dangerous, or we have to win for us to make it. But can we make it? Yes, we can because it's we have the talent. We have the players are there. The players are there, and then it depends on how we prepare and who do we bring in and what at what time. And I think Lolo, usually na coaches do malende buga, criticize on especially on a technical level. I just wanted to allow coaches to whoever wants to go ahead with your game plan. It's something, but we at some point you have to look at all these things. You need to bring in a system that is sustainable. Sustainable system, but we can from a start, from a minute goal, we can stick to that plan in executing it. The other two, I can if they can have a results against Mali, I think we will do well. This should be one of the most difficult groups, that we're gonna have. But I think we have the talent, so you can never know what is going to be, what the players are going to bring. But you can always set up something that that you can build on, and I think we can build on this Senegal game. We can build on it, and then go against Mali, avoid defeat, and qualify to the next stage.
Well, when I ended that day, I was so tired. Boy, man, for a couple of minutes before the match, I like make a man them now. Man, know be fat man. Man can shout. Why? How like? I think the most important thing was to avoid defeat, and it will help now. So many players in Senegal with Mohammed, the environment is so nice to play football. They are more encouraged and all that. So some players are very very motivated. So you play against them, a goal down. I'm gonna fight back. They wanna lead guy 2-1. You know, I think Lolo is impressive. I'm not some guys who know that game management. We might end up with the whole team points. So I'm gonna always do our start. So whole team with them Ghana, team with them can be do better in some cases. Tell you what's on the now. Mola one they got it wrong from the first goal because this should have been a contribution, and that was a perfect time. I'm going to be a team from there. Why I'm like they are confused because you think that sometimes they don't have that what they are looking for. Why the good thing we're playing against Senegal and a draw, so we are in it. So Mutani Mali Mali at Senegal. So Mali they Mali have to win. So I mean, I'm both sides of the coin. So I make a draw. Naba, saying this on a 20, man, do what they hate because give you like foot guy players, for Gambia. Man, I want us to always to be there. So I guess it's from semi-finale. Them. So from there you can go to the World Cup. So it's a big opportunity for Gambia. But it might be but not watch it because I didn't watch it. I just saw some highlights of the game. Technically, I'm not time behind the Gambia. We are playing well in the second half, which is impressive. But for how long can we maintain those kind of performance? Can we do it for a whole half? They're going to have the more Gambia more doing it. I think I mean the potential to win. Players are good, very good players. So it's about just finding a formula to play, which is always our problem. Even though in the World Cup, the boy they played well. Why this team is kind of new somehow. So I hope that Lai will find a way against Mali because Mali are always dangerous in youth war. They are always dangerous. So they Senegal, I think 2-2 goals. Lolo taxoon ne xam nga Gambia dafa ngeen a win leen. No, we have to be ready and then xam nga suñu mënta ñu jël a point parce que Gambia mën a qualify to the next phase and we jéem a achieve our objectives, which is as qualify them AFCON World Cup. I think it's doable, but I mean, we have to be ready. And like I said, the youth football, I don't know why boys sometimes Gambia middle team from the world go. That's very difficult. Always they know how I struggle after you fight back. We just sometimes hunger, munga lose. use mind. Why? Let's just stay positive. For football, like you know, we could have all 3 points against Mali. If not, you probably 1 point in Gala because the objective is the cross. So by any means necessary, you got me back. You know, when I lula, I'm on Luma say Nyaba until the whole help. While I'm not Gambia as a country, really, last year, you know, we still have work to do. But then you have the last minute, you got to prepare. No, do bad that. So I hope that someday things, you know, well, man, never going to things is the rule of life. So we're gonna move to the next level. So guys, you know, it was a good show. Man, I was coming, really over there. So it was really nice to have you on my time. They have shown them they are ready to work. But the amount of time we spend with them, well, I want how critical these guys are, you know. So it's all about Team Gambia. So all the best to the under 20 and all the best also to you know, Omar and team. So yeah, yeah.
No, sawa maa ngi cool ma kay sana mu ngi fi
Ciao.
technicien yi su waxee rek ñun amul dara lu ñoo wax. Yeah.
Ciao. Yak as marelo yi di ngeen ko bàyyi de waaye tey moom lu bari laa mis sax ana tinti man leen sana comme ni ma sana wax na yëpp but bu ma koy woma the fact ne live ja make na his changes that early says a lot ne xam na like he knows what's up because dafa teel a def changes and that Cisse guy you know I was saying ne the other day I think Bob la ma ko man dama feel like ne kooku noonu dafa war di star waaye soo xoolee super supply always su ñëwee moom def di make huge difference that Ibrahima is the boy from the BK Milan he is very good man I like him um kii nii ba pare ak gis nga marong ku ñëpp tufli mu tooy yéen xam nga keroog I think Gambut la xamuma am na ñu fi noonu ñu wax ne goalkeeper trainer bi te soo xoolee Sénégal goal su just ko especially first one bi moom goalkeeper bi dafa over nelaw you know he could have done better te kii Maroc mooy suñ goal xam nga goal suma team bi la jógee te Maroc daal mooy loolu dama ko dee train Maroc ku ñëpp tufli nga doy de national team moo fa nekka te nga gis ne goals yu ñu dee score foofu noonu tax na ba recently you know nit ñi ngi start di question lifinaa bi rôlam bi you know non fortune laa wax fortune machine honnêteté fortune laa wax googu ba suñ team bi la jógee so moo ne maa ngi wax Maroc ku ñëpp def li nga doy because xam nga rek mooy loolu daal I he could have done better si am góor boobu noonu could have been our you know position am moom mooy loolu yeah but xoolee Mali tamit man seetaan naa Mali ak Sénégal seen game bi Sénégal dañ leen win de but du ma ne it was easy because Mali mun nañ play so I just hope ne gars yi duñ dem si game boobu noonu you know trying to settle for a draw you know man I feel like ne like su ñoo dem into that game they war a dem foofu noonu you know with the winning mentality try to win the game then dangaa gis ne so munte win sax then maybe you can settle for a draw but comme bul dem si game bi pour am foofu noonu draw you know because mooy loolu daal ñun suñ gannaaw boobu noonu and maa ngi fàttaliku space since time yi bu gaay nekkee woon kam noonu balaa lay di make his final selection mu ngi doon wax si centre back yi mu ngi wax ne comme daluñ like baax nañ but daluñ so and he said a lot about guy te soo xoolee suñ game against Senegal reflect na foofu da nga space ba comme na ko waxee borom team bi man most of his analysis before prior to game bii nii like Society game and they wanna give, some of those things that he highlighted, way before. But I just hope they didn't then learn from their mistakes and then go try. So Bunte win Malisa. Um, you know, I'm draw, but then let's go out to win the game.
Boy, yeah, I believe they did well. Yes, the start of the game, they couldn't get their feet on the game. But as time goes on, guys settle in, and they've got some really talented players. Man, Luma Nahari, like number 10, be Real di Banjul, they play. Bugo na mu play Benin team. Lord Rekamasi Nahari. But yes, definitely. But you've got some talented kids, and once they have a positive can-do attitude, I believe, and pick up from the Senegal game, yeah, we can do well for the Mali game. Then, nga xam ne second round, even be wafu be, we will start preparation to go to the next AFCON. These under 20 tournaments that are very important. And yeah, Laibojang and technical team, and you can tell that yes, they know what they're doing and they have a plan. So they just have to try and get it to the boys, and the boys will fully implement it, and we will be out there. But apart from Loldal, Coach Sana wana yep. Manako di wow.
Yeah, man, like just came across my mind. Oh, what is 17 Lee? Send scouting be. I don't know you every day. Then they invite our set of that every day. Eh, but in every religion, every religion. Well, nakala pa neka di demi man how ma. I don't even know like how. You every day you just you just talk and you this okay you post
I
we don't even know
understand
like
they're doing
how they're going about like nakala
Binta.
the
I
plan like
understand they
how do they
they
want to
they
go about it.
I think every region they bring in players together so that it will be a bit transparent because they having players from different regions.
Mm-hmm.
Hamna the West Coast guy picking for a couple of players, he Halali Badarai and all that. So then they will do a final selection. Li mo
Yeah,
nekk problem bi. Mënuloo
yeah,
toog ba 1 week.
lima mean moy they invite to the goal project. So is it like okay, come for example like West Coast
Binta,
guys
boy,
seen local scouting bi ñi guys scout foofu after ñooñu dañ ñëw tànn sax ñu ñëw train ak coach bi assistant coach bi then after ñooñu suñ jógee fa then the other 30 set of team of players ñi guys select from Banjul ñooñu tam ñëw then ñi guys select from is it, I
boobu
don't
na
even know
boobu
like how
boobu
are they
boobu
going
xawma
about
daal
this.
boobu daal xawma waaye daal mënuloo xaar lenn laa xam si under 17 yi mënuloo xaar ba ëllëg la nga julli nga ne yow dangaa ñëw full train pour dem combat.
Dégg la nag
Waaw
te ada coach bi sa coach bi nekkul coach baa nga Liberia.
waaw waaye at least they've got people ñoo xam ne they good coaches ñu fa nekka xëj na di
Yeah,
head
loolu
coaches
nag
not
mu ngi fa
there.
but comme suñu xamoon ne dañoo jox kii yaaya this position I think waroon nañoo mun a assign keneen place am bi di honnête wi di eneen moom mu focus on the 70 but anyway Gambian football la yeah yeah because I think comme xam nga on the 17 bi tam beneen important lifin la lii la category la understand nga ba pare like we've been absent for a while so waroon nañoo mun a bàyyi yaaya rek mu stay comme que this is what they planned because I don't think that like dañ jóg rek and they came about this decision so waroon nañoo mun a bàyyi yaaya mu stay and focus 100% on this team but yeah how man nag seen scouting how they're going about it because every day da nga gis 30 set of players man na ma sax
boy man bàyyi ma si side bi rek man su jaayee rek man man su jaayee rek na gaay ñëw rek boy man ku ñëw England gisuloo maa ngi war a dem seetaani Alassane next month waaw ah ma ne yow bul lijjanti loolu man daal bàyyil gaay di ñëw England rek man may am ticket man loolu doy na ma waaw boy man daal affaire si daal di wax ñëpp thanks boy as usual rek and I hope this thing will just get better and bigger and better every year as the time no every campaign as time goes on. I'm not a sport journalist association. It feels great to have journalists around because sometimes you need to go hard on them. Right, that I wasn't being harsh and I didn't mean to be disrespectful anyway. If I happen to sound disrespectful to them, I do apologize. But I think that banda daal léegi amatul ñu jox la time fii nga ñëw léegi from the onset we will put you on your feet. We've learned a lesson from Adama Barrow and we are not going to have